Kickout Crew. James L. Corey. Brad Stanton. Coach Rosie. Adam from Bama. Mike Whitaker. Devin Dowling. The Kickout Crew Podcast. Available on all major podcast platforms and watch videos exclusively on YouTube.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kickout Crew, episode 16. We want to thank everybody for the positive feedback. We want to give a special shout out to our man, Palm Water Dave. That is Super Dave Miller, for jumping in with us last time. Really cool to have him on there, share his side of the story. And if you haven't seen that, it's definitely worth watching. That being said, now we're going to take a deep swan dive off of a cliff into the knockoff Razor Ramon show. Hey, yo. I think it's our Sammy Guevara, I guess. This is a Devin special, but I don't really know what to say. We're going to get into it because it's pretty much going to turn into a roasted Devin.
I know what to say. I can't get the research time back in my life. I wasted a good 2 hours of my life watching that bullshit, but I'll be happy to talk about it today, Devin. But that's terrible.
Coach, I wasted a good 2 or 3 hours last week taking notes on the TNA match that you decided to bring a guest in and completely cancel. So I guess we're kind of even there.
3 hours. What
Touche.
the fuck are you doing for 2 or 3 hours?
You got to watch
Touche.
the lead-up shows. At least the
Yeah.
promos.
Give me a
segments.
break. 2 or 3 hours.
No, he's very thorough.
Out of here. Hey,
That's like it's funny people do research. I just
no wonder
write down
your
my part and
girlfriend,
it's
no
like,
wonder your fiance hates you right now.
oh.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, Devin may not be getting married next summer. Stay tuned.
And by the way, James, are you moving on from Natty Light and trying to get a Manscaped ad with that chest?
No, man, it's we're doing a knockoff Razor Ramon episode today.
Okay.
Because
but
somebody
get a
thinks they're
Manscaped.
Spanish God and thinks they're machismo.
Nothing
I like
better than two gimmick matches.
I am also going to be great value machismo. Hey, yo. Yeah, fuck Sammy.
Dead
Hey,
air.
this is, you know.
Dead air.
Just a little start.
Hey, I'm not wooing every time this week. Boy, that was obnoxious.
Yeah, I've rambled enough. I'm going to kick it on over to you, Brad. Brad, fill the people in on what's up.
I had something weird happen, and this is like again unreasonable request. I think I've mentioned this before, but it just happened. So, all right, before everybody starts laughing, every once in a while I go to the gym. Okay. Yeah, sure you do, Brad. Anyway, I'm getting ready to leave. I'm getting into the car, and this woman yells from across the parking lot, "Excuse me!" I heard her. I wasn't looking back.
You always get punked out in parking lots, dude. I'd go to the gym too.
I just
Smart.
acted like I didn't hear her and got into the car. I don't want to have a conversation. So then she comes knocking on the window. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I roll down the window. I'm like, hello? She goes, yeah, is this Anytime Fitness? I said, no, actually, it's Workout Anytime. She goes, well, my GPS took me here and it says it's Anytime Fitness. Like, well, I'm sorry that happened to you, but this is actually called Workout Anytime. She goes, can you do me a favor? All right. What can I do for you? She said, can you put in your GPS Anytime Fitness and see where it takes you? What the hell is going on? I said, yeah, I guess I'm in this now. So I put it in my GPS and it says Anytime Fitness is 45 minutes away. She goes, all right, do me another favor. I said, all right. She goes, put it in Google and see what happens. So I do. And Workout Anytime comes popping up. She goes, that's not right. I'm like, what's not right? She goes, well, this isn't the place. Like, listen, first off, I think they're just taking the word anytime and they're finding the closest here. Oh, it's just a 24-hour gym. She goes, well, a lot of the places right now are 24-hour gyms. I'm like, that's great. She goes, but they shouldn't be advertising it on Google, and I shouldn't be coming here. She goes, let's go inside. I'm like, let's go inside. I go, excuse me, ma'am. I don't work here. I don't own the place. I'm not the one who did any of the advertising. I'm not responsible for whatever this is that you created in your mind. And I'm sorry that you were taken to the wrong place, but I'm sure they'll give you a day pass. She goes, no, I'm not staying. You could tell them. And then she left. And like, what does this have to do with me? And why am I responsible for her driving to the wrong place because they have a Google ad that picked up a word? So anyway, unreasonable request because again, I'm not responsible for any of it. Even if they freaking lied, it's not my problem.
So did you go in and complain?
No, I don't care. I don't want her in there. What would happen if one of the machines were down? What would happen? Would it be my fault? So,
How'd she look?
not good. Not good enough.
So they had no incentive.
Right. I know you're thinking like, it should have been good. And be like, hey, excuse me. What can I help you with?
Just like Pond Water said,
Brad Stanton, kick out crew. Yeah.
any bitch can get it.
15 episodes. Oh, we had Pond Water on last week.
Yeah.
So
Just like he said, any bitch can get it.
Do you watch
Anytime.
wrestling? No? Well, you're going to love this.
so that's all. Just something stupid that happened. I thought it was kind of funny.
All right. Great stuff. It always involves you, parking lots, and all kinds of crazy things. All right. And, looking at the outline, we're going to go to Mike next. Mike, let the people in on what you're up to.
So speaking on behalf of Mike is right now, he texted us about an hour ago, says he's putting out a fire.
Hey, coach, put me on the phone with them. This is Mike. Hey, guys. My leprechaun body was just perfect for them vents. We got a fire up in my factory, I had to get in there. They're paying double on the weekend, so I'm the smallest one up there. They're going to pay me double time. I wish I was here with the Kickout crew. I know I said the most amount of words in 3 shows right now, but even though I'm not there, just know I'm thinking about you. I'll say about the same amount of words as if I was there or if I wasn't there. Who knows if I'll kick in before the meat minute. All right, coach, hang up.
Tremendous. Thank you, Coach, for getting him on the line. I appreciate that.
Why did
Yeah, no
Mike
problem.
lose his country accent?
It's a fire, man. It's a fire. And
That's
hey,
a
I'm glad
fire.
you took the time to
He
make
wanted
that
me
phone
to
call while
muffle
fighting
the
fire.
voice changer. It was a voice changer app.
Oh boy. Well, I guess that does lead us to what are we doing today?
Well, this is going to be brief. Sammy Guevara.
The
Take it away,
Spanish
Devin.
guy!
Take it away, you asshole.
The
Yeah,
Spanish
knock
God,
off the
Sammy
razor,
Guevara.
man. I'm ready. Hey, yo. Need me a toothpick.
So, Devin, before you get into it, yes, the rumors are true. You asked for it? No, you didn't. You got, yeah, you did. You got it. So we are doing a Sammy Guevara episode today. So thanks to Devin, we decided to go ahead and,
Get the shitty one out of the way. Just go
Yeah,
ahead and call it like
exactly.
it
We had
is.
those emotional high with our special guest last week. Somebody that I was actually involved in a great match.
And we knew we couldn't follow it up with anything good, so we just figured we'd follow it up with the shittiest thing we could think of.
Yeah, like when you go to a live show and they have that match where you go to the bathroom or the snack bar. What do they call that? The
Intermission.
Yeah, they do call it that. But some of the matches sometimes at a live show, you get up, especially in a pay-per-view. This is like watching a old Brutus Beefcake match in the early 90s.
Devin,
In honor of the Spanish God and the Brazilian goddess on their wedding day, we hope
By the
that
time
that
this airs, they're
beautiful
gonna be
couple
divorced.
find themselves, and we're gonna put on a memorable and fantastic biography show of Sammy Guevara.
no one said anything about Tay Connie. Okay, we agreed
Yeah.
to Sammy Guevara.
She's like
All
the
right.
sympathetic heel. Like she's brainwashed right now. And so we feel for Ty,
All right, Devin, do your thing. Let's go.
And we need to crop her out of this episode because they will be divorced by the time this airs. He'll be with someone else.
Why's he got a whole notebook of notes?
Yeah, he's been in a
Sammy Guevara, born in Houston, Texas, July 28th, 1993. That's also my little brother's birthday. But he was trained in Houston's Reality of Wrestling by Booker T and also trained by Gangrel. He made his Reality of Wrestling debut later that same year. It wasn't until January 5th of 2013 when he made his debut for the NWA.
Oh man, poor guy.
In 2016, Sammy finally debuted for Triple A, debuting and teaming with Laredo Kid to defeat Epico and Primo Colon. He continued to keep on working in those two companies for the next couple of years. And in 2017, Sammy debuted in the X division, teaming with Davey Richards to defeat Drago and Taja Ishimori.
Ivan Drago? Never mind.
It just said Drago. I don't know.
Rocky IV, asshole. Go.
Hey, Lynette, you want me to walk the dog?
Drago is from Lucha Underground.
Got it.
So Sammy later in 2017 debuted for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla in the 2017 Battle of Los Angeles tournament. He did not win, but definitely had a great showing because he earned a title shot against the then champion Walter. And this was Sammy Guevara's first ever title match that he had in his career. In 2018, Sammy would join Lucha Underground and wrestle for that company, as well as working with AAA, NWA, and Impact Wrestling still. And then in 2019, when AEW came together, he was one of the top 25 wrestlers signed to that company and had the very first match on Dynamite, losing to Cody Rhodes, but still making a statement in that main event of that same show, joining Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle. He's continued to win the TNT Championship 3, maybe 4 times if you count the interim title championship. And he's my favorite wrestler. And I'm happy we're covering him today.
Is he really your favorite wrestler, or are we just playing a game right now?
He's my favorite AEW wrestler. My
How have we
favorite
jumped the
WWE
shark
is
in
Seth
16
Rollins.
episodes? 16 episodes and we've already jumped the shark.
We have jumped the shark. Are you done?
It's hot as fuck.
Yeah, that was it. Back to you, James and Brad. Take it away.
Yeah, James, back to you.
Hell yeah, man. Well, we're really excited to do this.
Wake up, Adam.
Stuff. I mean,
My man.
my God, you can see the excitement all over our faces.
If you
That's
guys aren't
too
watching on YouTube, you need to be, because James had the bag on his head the entire time. So please.
Hey,
That's
no,
hot
the
as shit
fu-
under there.
The funny part was when he tried to take a drink and realized he didn't
Yes.
have a mouth hole.
It was the funny part for sure. What are you drinking, Devin? A freaking lemon shake?
This is a lemonade cup, and I've been filling it with Coronas all day. So,
I can deal with that. I can deal with
Boy,
that. That's
it'll
the
go
first
good
good
for
thing
the
you've said
divorce.
today, all right?
hey, thank you for that.
Oh, Coach just woke up.
Now wait, are you having another fruity drink? Is this the third week in a row from wine coolers to Jack Daniels to another one?
This one's closer to beer. It's Corona.
It is.
Oh, okay.
That is beer. It is
Beer,
beer.
that's beerish.
It's the
It's beer.
champagne of beers.
It's daytime beer.
Ah, okay.
Daytime beer.
That is the queen of beers. You're right.
Oh boy.
I wish maybe James, you could tag that little video that Devin sent us the other night. I think he had a couple Coronas that night.
I definitely did have a few.
That was great.
I
Like
joined
you combine
James
that video
Johnson
and that night with today's actions, and you're gonna see why Devin will not be getting married next year.
I know I gotta simmer down for the next couple of weeks. I don't know.
Hey, Devin, are you sure that Erica wasn't down in Philadelphia in like fitness parking lots knocking on guys' windows?
I'm pretty positive.
Okay, just checking.
Is this Anytime Fitness?
Erica.
All right.
All right. Well, I guess we might as well get started with
Yeah,
this
might as well get
first-
this shit out of the way.
This is, if you haven't seen this match, I wouldn't either. But the very first match is Matt Hardy versus Sammy, the Elite Deletion from Full Gear 2020. That pay-per-view holds a special place in my heart. This one was where I went up and grabbed a beer and took a piss. It started or took place November 7th, 2010 at Daly's Place in Jacksonville, or the Hardy compound, however you technically want to go about this. Daly's Place that day had an attendance of 1,000 because of COVID times. Buy rate of 100,000, which I thought was pretty cool for the full gear. And the match length was a very extended 21 minutes and 24 seconds. But that's the little intro into that. Rosie, take it away.
Well, the Matt Hardy, Sammy Guevara saga, this was the second pay-per-view in a row that a match featuring the two of them occurred. The first match was a last man standing match, and we'll get to that. But Sammy did some very weaselly stuff during this campaign with Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was attempting to come back, not as a gimmick, just as Matt Hardy. And he came out there and gave an emboldened promo about the future of Matt Hardy and out sneaks Sammy Guevara. Now, Sammy Guevara is so reckless in this situation that he does a javelin spear with a chair to Matt Hardy's face and did some kind of flip move and came down on him. I think it broke a table. Highly unsafe. He caught a lot of heat in the back. Matt needed 13 stitches. Well, that led to the last man standing match at All Out. I believe this was the second All Out. And right off the bat, reckless Sammy jumps in a cart and attempts to run over Matt. The match started out there by the football field. Well, here, there, everywhere, they had a couple good spots. Sammy gets Matt up on top of a forklift and is putting him through a table. Well, he didn't calculate it very well. And he overshot Matt and bam, hit his head and blacked out. If you watch that match, you see Audrey put the X up right away. It's kind of in the corner. And Doc Samson came out and they kind of cut away for a second. I guess Matt shook it off and they did their final spot where they climbed up to the top and Matt pushed Sammy off and boom, match over. But Matt was concussed for about 2 or 3 weeks, which kind of leads us to the final nail in the coffin before the Elite Deletion. Matt came out to say that he was cleared on the Dynamite. And he was very impassioned. I'm here to come back. I'm excited to come back. I put everything in the back. And then somebody comes out, hidden person, bam, takes out his knee. Well, it comes, everybody finds out that it's Sammy. And that just broke Matt. He went right to the broken Matt Hardy, invited him to the Elite Deletion on the Hardy compound at Full Gear 2020. Take it away, guys.
Great job, Coach. That was a well done build-up.
Can we just wish that Matt Hardy was already in the delete mode so we could delete this damn match out of the archive?
Oh, we were waiting on that one, huh? All right, so let's start this bad boy off. Let's start this bad boy off. This is a cinematic match. Sammy in the golf cart. Why, Devin? Why is he in his golf cart? Let's start with that.
Well, like Coach kind of referred to in their last man standing match, and also they had a tag team match, Jericho and Sammy versus Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy. The golf cart was predominantly used in both that by Matt Hardy and Sammy to hit each other. So I feel it was kind of just Sammy Guevara's vehicle of choice here.
I'm gonna have to fact check you on that. I think that was the Stadium Stampede match.
Boom.
It might have been. I remember
Get your
they had
family
that tag
facts
team
right
match
if you're gonna
going everywhere.
fanboy on them.
Adam, let's forget for 1 second Sammy Guevara's in this match, okay? Let's just get serious for 1 second. What do you think of cinematic matches in general as a wrestling purist?
Oh,
Is that a hard question? Come on.
yeah. Yeah.
You put that
I
freaking
mean, believe me, I love Matt Hardy, and I've met Matt. Super awesome guy. Coach can verify that. Super great guy. The stuff he does now is just, there's no need in it. He's done all this his whole career, 30 years into it. He doesn't have to do this stuff no more. I mean, he's Matt Hardy. He's got the name. He doesn't have to do this no more. I understand Sammy may be doing it, but Sammy's getting up there now. He really don't have to. I know he likes to kind of mimic himself after the Jeff Hardy type stuff, but because you think of Undertaker and AJ, because Undertaker him being older, that looked good. But I mean, it's just you can only do it in handfuls. It can't be too much. And this was the era of the cinematic matches, and it was just too much going on too, because it was just everything added. And I love seeing Hurricane. I love seeing Gangrel. There's just too much going on for one match for me.
I think it was a necessary evil at the time. I really don't think we're going to see a lot of it now. But back, like you said, James, you said there's 1,000 people in the crowd.
Yeah, social distancing and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think they could do 20% capacity back then.
Yeah, something like that.
No, I can't get mad at AEW or WWE or any other Impact, and for that matter too, for getting creative.
The theatrical match. Speaking of theatrical matches, though, Bray and Cena, that one's phenomenal. Like, if you really, the symbolism
weird,
and everything
right?
of it is pretty fucking good.
I liked all that shit that was going on with the Viking Raiders too, and I liked all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, at the time, 1,000 people in the crowd, they were just trying things, and I give wrestling credit in general for keeping everything going through this entire time. They never stopped, even with the empty arena that tortured us.
Well, but you got to think they made no money doing that shit too. They lost. They were in the red like for a straight year. So thanks to people for backing it, instead of putting on shows.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody else was shut down.
They didn't lay off anybody either. AEW employed everybody, didn't lay off anybody.
And talk about a new company here. I know Khan has all this money, but still, I'm sure his dad doesn't want him to lose money, So anyway, I thought that was something worth mentioning. So there's this weird hologram of Matt that says, welcome to the Hardy compound. He's in Broken Matt character. He has a monster truck car of some sort that runs over the golf cart. The bell rings, and then a random referee shows up.
Doesn't he say something when he runs it over? It's like it's already been buried or something like that. It's like, oh yeah.
James, I need you for
It's
this.
ultimate squash match. Your ultimate squash.
Yeah, that's what it is. Squash match.
Please, guys, add these lines in there because he's got a lot of them, and there are a lot of them. James, at first there was no announcers here. What did you think of that way of starting the match?
They definitely laid out for a long, long time. I was kind of expecting them to like either talk all over the very beginning of it, like setting stuff up, but the fact they just let it play, I don't know. Obviously, it was a lot of sound effects and stuff at first because even Matt and them weren't really like talking too much. So it was a little. You could definitely tell we were in the COVID era of no live crowd, like no big live crowd, and what are we doing with this cinematic stuff? It's kind of that little transition.
I think it was the fact that Jim Ross just didn't know what to say at the time.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at. I don't think JR's done many movie matches in his lifetime.
Guys, next question was, what do you think JR's thinking right now? So great job answering that.
So what the hell's going on?
So you
Sassafras.
So you had Shivani, Excalibur, and I wrote down Jerry the King Lawler. That is not true.
Boy.
That is not true at all. That is
God, were you falling asleep during this match when you doing your notes?
So hey Mike. So again, Mike is putting out a fire, and if you looked at our group text, it actually says that he does this twice a year. Where the hell is he working?
He works at it's some type. Damn it! Now I'm gonna sound.
So there's 2 fires a year, no matter what.
He works at like a grain or a cotton or something, like one of those like a bagging place.
Okay, so they have 2 fires a year, and I guess that's acceptable. Kind of like having a certain amount of rat meat.
I wouldn't say it's hey. I think it's more of a we only have 2 because that's highly flammable shit all the time.
It's their scheduled fire season.
Right.
They're making use of the woods here. Like they're kind of going through the woods and with the trees and everything like that. It's kind of cool looking. But Coach, do you think there should have been more music?
No, I thought it made it more authentic. I liked hearing him talking shit and all the good lines. It was interesting for us as wrestling fans, but it might have been confusing for somebody that just started with AEW because with the delete, that's kind of well known, but then the Hurricane and Gangrel, you kind of have to know some history of wrestling, and a lot of AEW fans are brand new to the game, so they might have been lost. But I liked it.
How about you, Devin? And we know Matt Hardy likes this kind of crap because he's a creative guy. But do you think Sammy actually is a Sammy fan? Do you think he actually liked this?
Oh yeah, I watched the Sammy vlog earlier today actually about
God, I
the
bet
Elite
you did.
Deletion, and they showed some of just the behind the scenes stuff going on there. And Sammy loved it. He loved setting all this up with Santana and Ortiz. They're all having fun.
He's
I
probably
can
like,
see
man,
Sammy
I'm such a
liking
shitty wrestler, but I'm having like Gangrel here, Hurricane. I'm fighting Matt. Like, you know,
The one thing he was hoping, I'm not sure if you guys caught it all or anything, but Gangrel trained Sammy Guevara when he's like coming up, so that's why he was on Sammy's side in this, and
Yeah,
not
he
on
said
Matt
that in
Hardy's
the
side.
match.
But
Talk about similar styles, huh?
Yeah, no wonder this whole snooze fest.
all right, hey, you gonna climb up on that ladder right there? You're gonna fucking jump off it. Come on,
Now,
man.
the
What
only
I-
thing
what I
they
did with
haven't-
the Hardys. Yeah.
the only thing they have in common is sticking out their tongue all the time.
Now Gangrel can train Sammy and Ty's kid.
Hey-o.
Heyo. So Matt was using a scepter on Sammy. Hey, Mike, is this any other use for the scepter? Boom. All right, Mike, thanks. Adam, how do you approach a match like this?
Good question.
I'm getting paid how much, Mr. Khan?
Yeah, you just got to remember how much you're getting paid. But then, Matt Hardy's done this before. So, I mean, because when he was in TNA, he did it. So, I mean, this Matt Hardy, I mean, I think doing the match is in the hard part. I think the hard part is going to Tony and saying, look, this is what we want to do, and trying to lay it out to Tony. So Tony says yes. I think that's the harder thing to do is how do you lay it out to Tony? Because you got to send out camera crews, lighting crew. You got to he had 2 or 3 rings out there. He had 2 rings, one outside, one inside.
Well, speaking of that,
Referees,
were you happy to see the rings? Because I was freaking thrilled.
I was happy to see it on the inside.
Okay.
The inside ring was good.
It made it more legitimate as a wrestling match all of a sudden.
Yeah.
When I'm like, oh, thank God. At least they're going to get in the ring. Because I don't really like all this crap. But like when they got in the ring, I'm like, oh, okay. There's
It made
something
more
here.
sense. It made more sense to have the ring on the inside, but I wasn't too big on it on the outside.
All
I
right.
don't understand why, and I'm glad they did.
The
But,
outside ring had the full gear ring skirt. I
Yeah.
thought that was
Reason
kind
I'm
of
not
weird.
asking you questions, No,
I
you're
like
excited.
this one better than the Sting cinematic match. I thought that one was terrible. This one kept my interest. When
Look
Sting
at how
first
excited
came
Devin
back.
is. Look at how excited he is, Coach. He's like a kid in a candy store. He left his fiance at the Derby to come
Yeah,
here
Devin
and
was-
talk about Sammy Guevara.
I can't believe they do derbies up north. I thought that was like a southern
Me
thing.
too. Hey, when I heard
Hell
this, I'm
yeah.
like, what?
There was
Yeah,
a
3 or
monster
4
truck
years.
rally in Philadelphia recently, and I'm like, what?
Well, Monster
We don't
Jam.
do
It was
stuff
a
like
Monster
that.
Jam because that's worldwide, but little derbies like this, like especially
It's
seeing
like a
you know,
Birmingham thing, I'm telling you.
Hey, listen, we like to explore, we like to try things,
yeah, horse feces. There's a
Yeah,
video of
again
it.
with that
Come on.
again. All right, James, I'm going to you now. What do you think of hearing what everybody says in these matches?
Well, I just want to know what was said to if Tony Khan was like, "Hey, so you're gonna take old Botchamania boy that almost killed you, and now you're gonna do another one of these crazy matches." So, but no, I liked the little digs here and there. It was some inside stuff. I mean, I get it with the broken mat. I guess he did some of that in TNA. I didn't watch, so I'm not sure, but like that fourth wall stuff, I guess. Some of his saying of that I thought was pretty funny, but I mean, JR, just them calling the match was hilarious to me. I didn't write down any lines, but I was too busy to like. Well, number one, I took a nap in between this match, but number two, just listening to how JR tried to piece it all together, and Tony is still in that, that's right, or like, look at that move, and he's pulling his what a maneuver type of stuff.
I will say though that JR, if he didn't want to do it, he didn't act like it. I'll
Yeah, I
give him
mean,
that.
well, he's professional, so he
He
knew. like,
isn't.
yeah,
He
he's
isn't though.
professional.
He isn't. Usually he tells you if he doesn't like something.
Yeah.
But
That scepter in the water fountain was my favorite line. He's like, "Oh, it just happened to be in the water fountain."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, that's where he knows where it is when he needs to find it."
yeah.
that's great shit. That's
Line of
great.
the night to me. That was good. I
There
like
used to be this bullshit show, and Coach, you'll remember this, called Moonlighting, and it had
Oh
Bruce
yeah,
Willis.
Bruce Willis. Yeah.
Bruce Willis in it, and he had this rope, and he was sitting in the car next to Sybil Shepherd, and he goes, "She's like, what's that?" He goes, "We're gonna need it later in the episode." Like, just basically telling you what the show's gonna be. That's it. They're gonna need it later in the episode. What are you showing me, Coach?
This is the night that James and I, at the end of the night in the parking lot, we're just giving a
Can't
high
see
five.
shit.
I
All we
can't
see
see
is
it
your
either. It
lights
looks like a good
reflecting it.
time, though. It looks like a really good time.
Wait, here he is. Look, he's giving his Italian like glare at people, like "fuck you, afangu." He was
That was a
badass that
fun-
night. I loved it. We had
That's
fun.
the best thing about this match is the fact that it was full gear 2020. Like that's the
That's where
only.
we met Mike Chioda. That was
Yeah,
cool.
he
that
ran
night.
into Kyoto outside of the pay per view.
He
That's
couldn't
right.
even finish a Ric Flair match, though.
Right?
Hey, Devin, who's the heel here? Go ahead.
Oh, it's Sammy Guevara. And
Is he better as a heel? Is he better as a heel?
I like him better as a heel.
Yeah.
Was he
I don't-
engaged at this point to that one chick, or was that a little after?
yeah.
Oh wait, that was
Oh,
after
yeah.
this because he
6
immediately got a
years.
tie right after. That's right. Sorry, got my timelines mixed up.
Anyway.
I didn't do my research that deep.
give me a
He wasn't engaged to Pam right here. This is before Pam engaged.
Right? Who was he dating at this time? Probably some other one.
Sammy through the table, kick out. Ortiz appears. Hey, coach, isn't there any security on this Hardy compound? You talk to him all the time.
Well, when it's private property, you know, it's the Hardy compound. They can kind of do what they want. Maybe he had some guys that were on some of those four-wheelers around the compound, but you know, Jeff lives on the site, so you know, family takes care of family. And in that moonshine area, you know, there's sometimes a lot of bodies that come up missing. So North Carolina is a different beast.
Hey,
No
speaking of
security there.
private property, we have a private party showing up on the walkie-talkies.
Hey,
Happened to be close by.
Mike, fuck Mike. Coach, you a fan of the private party?
Yeah, man, I love their swag. They talk a lot of shit. They're always dressed nice. And
That's always
I
important.
liked how I liked that big money Matt. You know, he was hustling them out of the 30%. And he and they beat the Young Bucks really early in their career. So I kind of followed them right from the bat. I think that was one of the first matches on Dynamite. It was just like a random win and they just put them over. It was some kind of tournament. So yeah, no, I'm all about private party.
These next two questions, I don't even know if I want to ask them because this episode's going a different direction already than I thought. So Santana Ortiz, all involved, private party in the ring. Hey James, is this too much? The hell.
It's this. That's the most conventional shit that happened in this match was somebody interfering like that. Oh boy.
And then I say, Adam, hey, not much in the way of technical wrestling up until now, huh? Oh my gosh, who the hell wrote these notes anyway? All right, we got some
Our best
fireworks.
episode yet.
We got some Roman candles. James, I know you're a big Roman candle guy, more for the shape than anything else.
No, and it shoots out ejaculates. You're gonna throw that joke in there too?
Yeah,
Oh.
actually, right here, shooting out ejaculates.
Dude, I can't find fireworks like that around here. Where the hell did he find them things?
Sammy got
Can we just never forget that the Spanish guy kind of sounds like knockoff Chico stuff?
Sammy
For
got
fuck's sake.
one. Fireworks are
Worst.
normal. Adam, Mike, is this fun for you?
Joe sucks.
Is this for kids? Is
You
this?
need a hole cut out for your beer.
I guess my question is this,
That's
Devin?
true.
Is this for like kids, or are you enjoying this as well? All these
I
fireworks.
think it is for anyone that was just needing a break from the freaking pandemic era wrestling.
A break
great
from the
answer.
I
car.
needed a break at the pay-per-view because this is when I went up and took a piss and went to the concession.
Yeah.
And you missed a hell of a match, James.
No, I came back when Grand Garrel made the appearance. You know, that was good. I missed enough.
I mean,
That is-
I'll give them. I mean, it was different, and you know, I can see how people liked it and how some people didn't. Just depends on what you like, what it's like to watch.
You know what?
Love
That's
you
just
both.
it. We have to remember here, and I know, like right now, we have everything back to normal-ish. I mean, we're just ignoring COVID now, monkeypox, right? But we have to remember that we were yearning for entertainment, and as much as this like may have not been what we would normally like now, back then, man, we needed something.
This is the
And you're
very
getting-
first pay-per-view I ever went to.
So exactly, and
Capacity of
that's-
1,000. Yeah,
Wow.
COVID.
we would have taken anything at this time. I think that was just in the way of entertainment. So yeah,
After shows, really. I don't know. That's a whole different
I found.
aspect. of
Listen,
this.
I found ad-free shows during March of 2020. Not a little later than you guys, and here I am. So
I can't. I
There's some
come in
good
a bit
things that
after
come
you, I
out
believe.
of. There's some good things that came out of it for sure.
Wild Bill Saloon was also this weekend. I mean, me and
Yeah.
Rosie being on the outs and then right back on the ins with a certain group of people. Fucking, it was a hell of a weekend, man.
Oh
Hell of
yeah.
a weekend.
I
So
was
Fred-
out there the whole week. I did even virtual teaching out there from my little cabana.
I met Siobhan. Shivani, oh man, yeah, it was a hell of a week.
You
I
never
went
stop
down there for
working.
Dynamite, woke up Thursday, went back, went to work Thursday night, called in sick Friday, came right back down. They wouldn't let me have the weekend though, man. They gave me the Saturday, Sunday, but not that Friday. So I had to like go to Dynamite, turn around, come back. Oh yeah, fuck you. I just called in.
I taught
Drove
from
back
all
and
over
forth
the
with
United
all, dude.
States that year.
As we record this, we are less than 25 days away from Top Guy Weekend. By the way,
Devin's maybe going, or he may have to pay a first and last month's rent on a new place and get all of his bills deposits done.
Devin, I have
I'm
your.
gonna help you get to go, Devin. I really do.
I have your wristband for you if you need it.
I'm trying. I'll try.
I
I
have
was
not.
trying.
I have not sold it on eBay
Yeah,
yet.
we're keeping this in the
Haven't.
episode, but I was about to buy your plane ticket.
How
Yeah,
long
I-
of a drive is it?
Uh-huh.
How long of a drive? About
Yeah.
13, 14 hours.
All
Like,
right.
like no kidding. What's
It's a
keeping you from
$200
going,
plane
though?
ticket, guys. $200.
Yeah, that's better.
What's keeping you
We
from
can
going,
jump his
brother?
ass there right now. We could put it.
Just put it on my Amex, right? Oh, yeah, right, Brad.
Platinum.
Anyway, back to the match. Private Party putting on a show in this turned into a trios match. Matt shooting Sammy again. Twist of Fate under the yard by Matt looked pretty good. Then there was a masked man in black. Who is it? Gangrel, apparently the trainer.
Don't
of,
forget
Sammy
about the
Guevara.
mud show comment. He goes, "Oh, now it's a mud show." Sammy.
Yeah.
Hey. That was
So
good.
Devin, who's Gangrel to you? You young
To
buck.
me,
Yeah, nobody, right?
he was the jobber that taught Edge and
Ah.
Christian and Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy how to wrestle until Michael Hayes
Oh.
took over.
As we
Nah.
speak, Gangrel is doing his show, independent show in my town. And fucking
Vampiro.
Cardona and Myers are there too.
Vampiro, right? That's how he's called now.
As we speak. I'm
Gangrel's
gonna be
working
like,
for an
I
8-ball,
should
huh?
I should get done with this. Be like, hey, what about boys called you a jobber on our podcast?
I
I don't
kicked
like
my
the
ass.
sound of that.
Yeah, he would.
There'd be no way I'm going to Top Guy.
You just had a heel turn.
He had a heel turn when he picked Sammy Guevara.
For real. This is, I mean, mind you, this is the guy that was initially on court when we very first started. So yeah, I think he's been heel a little bit longer than we think.
Coach, and then we have a Hurricane Helms appearance. What do you think of Hurricane Helms here, and what do you think of him overall?
Never really a big fan of him. I do like the Gaga, but if you're gonna be a superhero, you got to be a superhero. I don't like
What's
it
up
when
with that?
I don't like it when they mock superheroes. That's a special distinction. You can't fuck with the superhero gimmick by joking around.
Speaking of superheroes, Devin, who's the biggest superhero in pro wrestling history?
In pro wrestling history, I believe it's the Hurricane.
Yeah,
But currently, right
you can
now,
write these notes.
right now, it's Ty Conte's Maid of Honors, Nikki ASH.
That's
Really?
her maid of
That's her
honor,
maid of
really? Is that her
honor?
maid of honor?
Yeah, they're,
Yeah, she's
they're
that lady
BFFs. So
psychotic.
it still trips me out when I when someone shows me her Instagram that I do not follow Ty Conti's Instagram, but when it shows me pictures of her and Nikki, I'm like, man, it's weird that they're just like BFFs.
That is weird. I
Oh,
didn't know that.
Nikki ASH, whatever her name is, when she's dolled up, dressed up, she's gorgeous.
Oh
I loved
yeah.
her. I loved her as crazy insanity girl. though.
Oh, man, I was about to say Insanity was awesome. I
Freaking
can't
nut
fuck
job.
that up.
Thank
I'd
you.
get down
Yes.
with that. So
I
yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't return like that.
so if there was an F Mary
I
Kill,
wish she
if
would.
we do one of those again, we might. But if she was in it, she'd definitely be the F. Uh, just for that insanity part. Anyway, so that's it. This story just gets better. Helms released after 2 years, and Matt says that's long-term storytelling.
Oh yeah.
Adam, how ridiculous is this?
It's actually kind of funny. I mean, I like that line.
That was
What's
so
up with that?
good.
He goes, "You gotta let me get in AAW, brother."
And then we have Sammy that blocks the twist of fate. But who was the interviewer here, James? Do you know?
One more time.
The interviewer. There was an interview. Somebody came out to do an interview. Who was that?
That was the
Oh,
fucking
Sugar Shane.
yeah.
It's just so
Oh, the
sick.
AEW fans want to know, like all that.
Yeah.
And that's Sugar Shane Helms, brother.
Yeah. I don't know the alter egos of all of them, but yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, guys. At this point, I'm having a lot of fun with the match because it's just
What?
for whatever it is.
I paused it and took a nap around this time.
You're a
I'm
lion
not
sack
even
of
kidding
shit
you.
right now. You're a lion sack, and you know it. You loved every minute
Today
of it.
I watched these matches
Popcorn.
today, and
I heard you
about
got the Jimmy Pop out.
about 3
Jimmy
o'clock,
Pop.
took me a nap in the middle, woke up at 3:30, finished it.
You know what you did? You had the Jiffy Pop next to the popcorn for the microwave. You said, no, this is a Jiffy Pop moment.
This interrupted PlayStation time, and I was highly upset.
So the
Here's
late,
an honest analysis of this, Devin. Sammy wasn't even in the top 5 of major players in that match. He was a part-timer. I mean, he was clout chasing off of Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy, I think this whole series of matches might have propelled Sammy to where he is today, and he's got Matt Hardy to thank for it.
Yeah, do you call it clout chasing or do you call it Matt Hardy giving him the rub?
Give him the
that's
rub.
exactly right,
Do
man.
you think
Exactly
so?
right.
That implies that Matt Hardy wanted to do this with Sammy.
I 100%.
There's a difference between,
2000%.
hey, Tony, you should book me with him, and hey, Matt, you're wrestling Sammy. You know, which one do you think it was?
I think
I bet there's a little of both.
I think
I
Matt's
honestly
in.
do.
I think Matt's in, and I think James knows it, but he doesn't want to say it. Sammy blocks a twist of
Horrible.
fate, like I said. So the late gets involved. Everyone is fighting in and out of the ring. I don't even know what this even says. There's some creepy music. Matt and Sammy in the garage now, using weapons. There's a piano. There's another ring. There's
Did you notice that when the garage door closed and they threw each other at it, they kind of hit that one a little soft. I wonder if Matt was like, hey, we're not going to fuck up my garage door.
Speaking of soft, heyo. Then there was a bird cage. Did I miss anything here, Mike? Oh no, Mike's still putting out a fire. Sorry. There was just a lot of shit in that garage that made me laugh. So thanks, Mike, for your
There's a coffin. You see the coffin?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Sammy's taking the ring apart and using it as a weapon, choking out Matt. Coach, did you think this was original?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can swallow first. That's cool.
That's what I tell him.
Who knows? Who knows when this asshole's gonna ask you a question, huh?
Yeah, no, I just need some food. No, because wasn't there like some creepy music in the background and stuff?
Yes, for sure. I wrote creepy
No,
music.
I think the
wrote that.
music really added to the moves. It added to the drama of it, which made it unique to me.
And you got Shivani on the call, like, he's even using a turnbuckle hook.
I thought it was pretty awesome. So yeah, Matt on the table in the ring, Sammy to the top. Matt saying delete, moonsault off the top, kicks out at 2, twist of fate for Matt in the ring. Both are up very slow. Spear by Hardy out of the ring. Sammy bleeding. Chair to Sammy. Oh shit. Adam, how do you I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about here. Fuck.
So back
Brad.
to the twist of fate on the ground. The way, you know,
There's a
the
fourth
reference
page of notes. A fourth page. I don't think I've ever done a fourth page of notes on this piece of shit match. Sammy is down. Chair to the head of Sammy. Looks legit. Hardy with the concerto. It's over. Why did Hardy need this win, Devin? Or did he?
I think it's just because it's on the compound, honestly. And the factors of Sammy getting like he's getting the rubs, he's getting all the big moves and getting everything there. So Matt Hardy had to get something out of it. You know what I mean?
I just don't think Sammy was ready yet for the win. But I agree with
That's
you.
fair.
I think
You
it
know,
was one
I-
of those, hey, man, you
rub.
didn't charge me with attempted murder that last match, so I'll let you get over the next one, and we can do it at your compound.
You know, it's just like when we talk about before we started talking today, before we started recording, we talked about Mance Warner. Mance Warner wrestled on Friday as we record this. It was Friday, so about a week ago now, as it airs, and he lost to John Moxley, which I don't think anybody expected him to win. But sometimes it's just a great position to be in. So Private Party
Look at Wheeler
joined.
Yuta, man. He lost, and Rocket Ship was on his ass after that.
Yeah, you listen. I know it's oversaid, but man, you can get over by losing. JR says it all the time. They
You
all
gotta
say
go
it.
over to get over.
I mean, we've heard that line so many times, and I hate to use those lines over and over again, but it's true, right, Adam? It's true.
It
You
is
can lose and get
100%.
over. You don't like Stone Cold is the best example ever. The Bret Hart match. He freaking passed out, bleeding to death, and they left that day cheering for him and booing Bret. I mean, you can do it. Private Party joins. It puts Sammy in trash cans. I don't know, guys. It's just probably at this point too much. Then they went into some kind of a pickup truck.
Senor
Who's driving? Hey,
Benjamin.
coach, who was driving that truck?
Was it Rebby?
No, Senor
No.
Benjamin.
Yeah. Who?
Senor Benjamin.
Oh, yes. Okay. And then who was playing the piano, Coach? There you go.
Rebby.
There you go.
I know she
Okay.
was in one of the two.
That's why Matt Hardy won, because Rebby said, "You're not coming to my house and letting Sammy win." So
Yeah, and
Yeah.
happy birthday, Rebby. Your birthday was yesterday, which was August 6th. Happy birthday. Happy 36th, Rebby.
I
Hey,
think
babe.
Rebby had a lot to do with that. You're not winning on my property.
So then you have that crazy celebration at the end where they're all kind of cheering in front of that.
If
Raj?
Rebby Hardy's a part of it, I'm down with it.
It kind of reminded me of King of the Hill a little bit. This old kind of being. I don't know. It was like a bunch of ghouls. I don't know, but I said the celebration looked weirdly fun. So anyway, thanks, Devin. That's the match.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun, and I'm not as big of an asshole as the rest of these guys. So I want you to remember that in your mind.
Oh, thanks, Brad.
Back to you, James. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Boy. I guess it is back to me. I'm not gonna read what the outline says because it fucking makes me shake my head every time I read
Come on,
it.
dude. You're up. You're up here, James.
What's the
There's
deal? Shit, I really don't have anything crazy outlandish to go on with
Putting it on every week.
it's really hard for me to come up with topics because I think of shit constantly, and then when we get to air, I'm just like, I ain't got nothing. I
You
just,
need a notepad. Write
I
it down
text
all
my-
week.
I text myself.
well, I would like to
I
take
do
this
that.
opportunity to, I mean, the main goal of this episode for me was to open Devin's mouth and shit right down his throat the entire episode. Because
Wow.
Lord knows nobody wanted to do this Sammy episode. And the actions of today appear that nobody wanted to still do this Sammy episode. And even as we're going, it really, it's kind of turned into a fun roller coaster for me because I'm good at shitting on things, and especially saying things that are true in a funny way that shit on said
So do the
subjects.
girls you're with too.
Right.
Ew.
Heyo.
There's some shizing, here and there.
Leaving nuggets.
But that's yeah. That's
All right.
that's not even the only fecal story that I could tell.
Jesus.
Hey,
Christ.
Mike didn't want to do this episode so bad he set his freaking work on fire.
That's true. Mike had the ultimate way of getting out of this episode. I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down.
My favorite part of the whole thing was that this only happens twice a year, he says. I
Hey,
can't
you know what? He
grasp that.
probably kept it like, I know Devin's gonna do a Sammy episode. I'm cashing that motherfucker in.
He kept
Hey
that light
boss,
in his
I'm about
back
to
pocket.
burn this mother down. Oh boy. So yeah, that's a little peek behind the curtain. I really just this is going to be a really opportune time for me to not do as much research per se, which we all know I really don't anyway.
What the
I
fuck
just
are you
take the
talking
time
about?
to just defecate all over Devin's feelings about Sammy Guevara, and I'm just really it's kind of going to be one of my funniest and favorite episodes. I think I really like this. I'm dressed like a jackass. I got a visual prop because gotta get people to watch the video. And the show does suck. Like this show sucks. But no lie, I have a feeling it's gonna get a little better. That match, the Elite Deletion was a bit much.
That segment you just did ain't gonna make it any fucking better.
Well, I have a premonition. It can only go up from here. Speaking
Right.
of that, we got a movie and TV time with Coach Rosie. There's a Gato run-in. The only pussy he's gonna be getting for a while, right there.
Heyo.
But
That's
Coach,
great.
take it away.
So with that Matt Hardy Sammy Guevara match, just really at the peak of when we were getting isolated, my question to you guys today was going to be, what was your go-to TV series that you either shotgun through or just watched during the pandemic? What was your go-to show when you had a lot of downtime at home?
Okay, I'll go. I did watch that ridiculous show that everybody else did, The Tiger King.
Loved it.
Um,
Wait, I forgot to tell y'all.
Yeah, we have.
okay, great. Go ahead, Adam.
Go ahead, Adam.
We got to meet the guy, the one with the two prosthetic legs.
Yeah.
He was there at StarCast. We got to meet
Oh,
him
what?
last weekend.
No shit.
Yeah, he was there. I didn't get a chance to get a picture with him, But I did get to meet him at the roast of Flair, and he was there. He had like a Tiger shirt and shorts on, and that was him. No shit,
I
he was there all
remember him.
weekend.
Here he is.
There, yeah, he was there all
That's
weekend.
awesome.
Dude, he was such a nice guy, man.
I'm sure he seemed like it.
He
I mean,
really
I'm
was.
not gonna lie. I don't think I loved the show, but it was something that was on, and
It was
At a time-
fascinating. It wasn't great. It was just so
Totally
mesmerizing.
forgot
with
he
the
was there.
weirdness
That was
of the
awesome.
story.
I was in such a weird frame of mind during the pandemic. I was
Yeah,
laid
yeah.
off for the first time since I was 15 years old.
Wow.
I was, and the thing is, it's not a vacation because you had nowhere to go. You couldn't go anywhere. I made the joke. I don't know if I talked about it here. I definitely talked about it on Top Guy Theater. I had 11 bird feeders at the time because I was so freaking bored. Which, by the way, we got rats because of that. Coach, who's coming in there? Who's that? Hey!
You scared my wife.
I forgot that there's a mirror. I'm like, oh my God, how did they
That's,
see?
that's Coach's better half.
Yeah.
It was a premonition.
So, I mean, I just
Hi,
remember
Mrs. Rosie.
watching Tiger King, and we binged that, and that's what we watched. That was at least one thing that we watched. But that's me. Who else?
WHW. I fucking because I didn't get into Shivani's podcast for a while. So by the time I got into it, I was way behind. And it was a bunch of wrestling pay-per-views and stuff I'd never seen, because we didn't get pay-per-views growing up. So going back through his archives, I would binge probably like 1 or 2 episodes a day at WHW. Watching wrestling, getting drunk, maybe like playing video games and having it on like the computer and stuff. Couldn't do anything else. Having cookouts on the weekends, but that was about it.
Right.
Social gatherings, cookout with Logan and his girlfriend, maybe a couple people. Social gatherings.
Sounds
Less
good.
than 6 people.
Right? Yeah, it was 5. We kept it at 5.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh, that sounds so ridiculous.
It's
now, doesn't
stupid,
it?
dude. It was ridiculous.
I
I
think it's
wasn't.
too much,
Yeah,
I
I'm not even
forgot.
gonna get into it. But other people were worried about stuff, so yeah, and we.
Hey,
kept
I got
at
it.
5.
I mean, I had COVID, but I lived through it. So.
Easy. That's a touchy subject.
I did. I did.
Not
I had
everyone
it.
did, Brad. We need.
I agree. I totally agree. I just did.
We just had this conversation last night on Top Guy.
No. Anyway,
Yeah,
that was dark.
I work for the government, so it's been a fun like 2.5 years. But hey, been promoted anyway. Rosie, who else? Who else got some TV show stuff?
Well, I also like that show, Winning Colors, about the Lakers. That was a great show, and it was on HBO. And Guilty Pleasure was Euphoria. No shit, I watched the whole series through the pandemic. I love that show.
The Last Dance. I forgot about
The
that.
Last
They
Dance
even moved
and The
that up.
Last Ride. Both of them were on during the pandemic,
both-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Undertaker. That Undertaker thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Last Ride and The Last Dance. I watched both of those during you.
Man.
That's what
started
I
being
watched. The
obsessed.
Last Dance. I caught up on AFS kind of like James did, and I got really into the show Letterkenny. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's about a small town in Canada, and that's freaking hilarious. I love that show.
All
That
right.
was a good one.
And
I've
the
seen
FCB?
clips. I haven't really watched it, but I know people that love this shit out of it. And the clips I've seen are hilarious.
Schitt's
You
Creek
should
was
check
my
it out.
favorite Canadian show.
Yes.
What was
I'm
that?
glad that
you have-
people got in touch with what Trailer Park Boys was, because that was one of my favorite shows in college and stuff. And the pandemic helped kind of give that one like a third win.
Schitt's Creek was funny to me.
Oh, yeah, watch that too. I don't know. Was that pandemic though?
Oh no, it's
all
just
runs
a
together.
Canadian show.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. I watch The Office and Seinfeld like daily,
I,
but other stuff,
my wife puts Friends on the TV before we go to bed every night.
gross.
Every single night.
You
That's
fall
me with
asleep to
King of
laugh
Queens.
tracks the whole time.
Would you
I
say
like the
that?
Game Show Network.
Yeah, I like the
I
game
can
show.
have that on all day. I love game shows.
I love Family Feud. That is an inside
Me
joke.
too.
Oh man,
Well, we better get moving then, huh?
I know. I guess.
We don't want to lose anybody.
Speaking of moving, I guess it's time to we better cover Adam's topic.
Well,
I'm sure he's got nothing.
yeah, not more or less the topic, but I do have
Is this Waka Waka Waka?
I do have a couple of some of the good
Alright.
ones.
Even
Here we go
better.
with the outline again, huh?
All right, I didn't know this outline. My bad.
Nah, that's cool. Go.
All right, so this comes from one of a friend of mine, a friend of ours. We call him Eros. Teacher says, "Hey, give me a sentence which includes the words defense, defeat, and detail." All right, so the kid says, "When a horse jumps over defense, the feet go first and then detail."
Oh. God. Oh my God. All right. I've heard worse.
He's gonna be a Top Guy weekend, isn't he?
And hopefully, if he can, from his surgery and whatnot, if he can get, if he can get feeling better, yeah, he's going, and I hope he is.
Any other ones, Adam?
I got one more. I said,
Okay.
"There's no reason to tailgate me when I'm going 50 into 35. Oh yeah, and those flashing lights on top of your car, they look freaking ridiculous."
Adam.
Perfect jokes for the Sammy episode.
Hold on, Adam. You have one more, don't you? Didn't someone send you one last night about 10 o'clock?
Oh,
It might have- it might have been asleep.
Can you,
I forgot to write it down. I've got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
all right, yeah, I at least I heard, I've heard someone say
I
one.
got so what did I forgot about this. What did Mike Tyson say to Chris Hemsworth after they worked out?
What?
"You're going to be Thor in the morning." You're going to be Thor.
Who sent you that one? You have to give a shout out to the person who sent it to you.
Okay,
So,
on my screen, he's that way.
I was at a get
My
together last
screen
night.
pointing
My
at
friend,
Coach.
my friend Allison, that was at the party last night, said that to me, and I told her I'd give her a shout out. She is a fan of the show, so thank you for saying it, Adam. I appreciate it.
You mean you know people that actually listen to this, like in
She
your
listens
real
to it, and I
life?
can't believe, but they're funny about it though. They listen to it, but they're like,
I don't even know anybody. My dad, I guess, is the only real life person.
by
And
the way, he just
Miss
tagged me.
Beasley, can't forget about you.
He just tagged me in
But outside
something.
of
Your
that,
dad.
like, there's really
James, your dad just tagged me in a post on Facebook.
not surprising. Get used to it. Welcome to the fam.
So anyway, it's a slide coming out of the ass of an elephant, and it says something about Alabama fans.
More than likely, football's coming up. Football's on the horizon.
Anyway,
Speaking of horizon, Devin, man of the hour. Do you have this does not necessarily have to be your demographic, but do you have a topic?
I gotta.
Yeah, my topic is just this.
All right, well, it's good to hear from you, Devin.
Hey!
No, fuck off. All right, the county fair is in town right now in my local hometown, Governor. So I was just thinking, this year it really sucked. We had like no big musical acts or anything. But in the past, we've had a couple big ones, like we had Tragically Hip 5 or 6 years ago. We had the Glorious Sons a couple years ago. I was just wondering, what's the biggest star to ever come to a state fair or fair near you guys?
Oh. I mean, I've never gone to like state fair. Well, like Sum 41 played on the bass like a couple years ago. They did like a free concert. So that was cool. But
That'd be sick.
We used to have a thing called Riverfest, and it was like we would close off like one of the main highways here close by. And I remember Kelly Pickler after she won was America's Got Talent or whatever it was.
American Idol.
American Idol, yeah. So when
Brad
she
would
won
know.
that, she come to town and everything. And I think it was one of the biggest stars that's come through here. Like as far as like my town, though, I live an hour from Birmingham, so a lot of people show up there. But as far as I can go right down the street and see somebody, I want to say it was maybe like Kelly Pickler, somebody like that.
I mean, our
Well,
base
that's what
did have the 2022 Florida Watermelon Queen just at it, so she stopped at our store and did a little, they sold watermelon slices. I'm not even kidding you. Sold watermelon slices and all this shit. And she
That
did
sounds like an
photo ops
Alabama
and
thing.
stuff.
She sounds hot.
She was very attractive.
Anybody, any watermelon, any queen, I'm in.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have the Dairy Queen up here.
Yeah.
Well,
In New
actually,
York,
like,
you have a
not-
Dairy Queen?
Not the restaurant. It's called a Dairy Queen and Dairy Princess, where like they walk their cows and whoever's the best show woman.
Y'all have
Like-
stock shows in New York?
You'd be surprised how much farmland's out here and then over in New York, James. You'd be surprised.
I'm surrounded by Amish people.
Yeah.
Like 40% of my town is Amish.
It's like
So-
10 minutes. All of a sudden, I can't get around a horse and buggy.
It's
Yeah.
like y'all give me new ways to hate you even more. Like,
Yeah,
it just never ends with you fuckers.
I actually don't live in Philly. You know?
What do
I
y'all,
know you don't. I
Well,
know-
okay, Green Acres, like you don't live on
I'm
a
not-
fucking
I'm not
farm
there.
either, you know?
do any of y'all,
We do
y'all
have
keep
internet and
up-
television.
Do y'all keep up with country music? Do y'all know a guy named Drake White?
Yeah, I do. I actually love country music.
I'm actually a real good friend of his. We play
fuck
baseball
outta here.
together. He's from my town. So I'm
Are you-
actually, I know, I used to play baseball against Drake White.
You might know the guy who was here last year. Then we had
Like we're just
it was
talking.
Luke Combs
Ryan.
or something like that. He was here last year.
Luke Combs is a
Those-
big name. I mean,
It
I don't
stands
listen to
for
country
fact.
much, but that's a big name.
I didn't go to that.
I'm going to Zach Brown the end of the month.
Clay Walker played July 4th in Canadian Texas this year.
Oh yeah.
Canadian Texas.
Yes, Devin,
Wow.
it's my hometown.
I didn't realize it's Canadian. That's cool. You're Canadian, almost like me.
Oh, I forgot about Yellow Wolf.
Hey!
Totally forgot about Yellow Wolf. Well, Yellow Wolf,
Coach looks like he's gonna kill someone.
Yellow Wolf is literally like 20 minutes from me. He lived. Yeah,
That's
he grew
cool.
up in a school. I want to say like 10 minutes from me, 10, 15 minutes from me. One of his
That's
schools was
Cassio's
like one of
cousin.
my rival schools. I forgot about Yellow Wolf.
That's cool. Coach, you ever had a big act near you? Or you go and see a big concert or anything?
Yeah, both at the state fair. One in the 90s, we had a WCW house show. And then I went to that. And then I also went to Snoop Dogg.
Oh, that's sick.
Good ones.
Yeah, death rows and the motherfucking.
Oh, wait, there was a
Hey, did we
seafood
go to any
festival
other
last year.
conferences?
Travis Tritt was a musical guest.
Travis Tritt.
You're damn right. I like that badass
Remember-
dude.
You remember those Conway Twitty commercials? Those were a good time.
Harvey Korman.
Anyway,
You know what else was a really good time? And I mean this because this was actually a decent match, but we're still gonna shit on Devin over it. Was Cody Rhodes and Sammy the undisputed AEW TNT Championship ladder match? Yeah, let me say that again. No, I won't, because that's a lot of bullshit.
Another gimmick match. Yay.
It was at the Beach Break episode of AEW Dynamite. It took place January 26th of this year, 2022, in Wolstein Center, I think is how you say that. Don't really care because it was in Cleveland, Ohio. The
Right.
attendance was 59 hundo. Match length was roughly 23 minutes. Meltzer gave it 5 stars, and
Oh, hell.
this actually had 1.1 million viewers. It broke 1 million. So, you know, enough
Hey,
of that
Mike.
though. Match 2 build. Mike, take it away.
5-star my ass.
So anyway, you want to just do it, Devin? Because you know it anyway.
I was about to say.
All
somebody's
right,
got it.
There it
I
is.
can do it.
This is the easiest I've ever,
Speaking
we've
of
ever had
piss
to do.
break, Devin, talk about Sammy.
All right. So Sammy Guevara and Cody Rhodes. I kind of alluded to it earlier in this bio. Sammy Guevara and Cody Rhodes had the very first match on a Dynamite. And Cody Rhodes came out as the victor. That night, Sammy Guevara turned heel. Then a couple years later, in December of 2021, when Sammy Guevara was the TNT champion, Cody Rhodes came out to answer an open challenge at a show I was actually at and challenged Sammy Guevara to a match the very next week on Dynamite. And that night, Cody Rhodes actually won. He won the TNT championship from Sammy Guevara. So Sammy was down 0-2 to Cody Rhodes in their feud. And then Sammy Guevara challenged him to a match that he believed was the best possible. All of you guys left. No one's even here.
We're here, asshole.
What the hell?
Let's
All
go.
right, well, there's a ladder match now. Sammy's 0-2, trying to get his TNT championship back. He was the interim champion by defeating Cody's brother, Dustin Rhodes. And this is just a unification match.
Well, I guess I got to talk now, huh? Okay.
Enthralling
Hey,
stuff,
everyone's
Devin,
back. Now that
enthralling
the
stuff.
story's done.
Actually, Devin, all jokes aside, I appreciate you stepping in there and handling that because you actually did your research, so good job. So we have this interim match, ladder match for the championship. They shake hands, Adam. Are you in on it? Do you like it?
I am, because they've had this rivalry for a while, and it's a mutual respect type deal, especially with Cody, because he's kind of like this in between right here, and Sammy's he had this little heel thing going, but at the same time, he's on the up. About they're both in between top guys, so I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's just a mutual respect, especially ladder match. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
How many more matches does Cody have after this, James?
With AEW?
Yes, with AEW. I'm sorry. Yes. with
Fine.
AEW.
What, maybe one, or is this the last one?
1 minute.
This
One or
is his
two.
very last.
Oh,
AEW
God.
I
match.
think
So
it-
you're telling
I
me
think it- I think it
Sammy
was close.
killed Cody in AEW?
Sammy
he signed here,
Guevara.
Devin?
So
Devin,
he
was
almost
Nightmare
killed Matt. He
Slayer.
almost killed Matt, and then he figuratively killed Cody.
Devin, was he signed?
Cody Rhodes was actually not signed to AEW at this point and came back as a favor to Tony Khan.
It's funny. Remember the week before, and he said, he got a call from Tony, but not about what he wanted to talk to him about. Man, it ended up being true. He did not have a contract. Did Coach, did you think this was a work? That Cody wasn't coming back? Did you believe it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I believed it. He's got that kind of ego. He doesn't want to be split up with Kenny, or he wants the spotlight to be on him. He wanted in the biggest and the brightest lights, WWE. He wanted his WrestleMania moment, and he wanted to win that strap for his daddy. The American dream, Dusty Rhodes, if you will.
Baby.
I guess, man. I was shocked. I mean, this proves to me that anybody can go anywhere. Because like I've said on a previous episode, that I felt like he was a builder of AEW. I mean, I know he wasn't the money.
I have a feeling we're going to hear Break the Walls Down sooner rather than later.
I agree with you. But I mean, here's the thing. There was more to Cody. I'm going to go off in a minute here. I'll get back on track. But he was on that show on TNT. That one. I'm not talking about the reality show, but that's part of it too. He had his reality show that was very, very tied to AEW. But he's also on that variety show that I don't remember what it was, but it was like a talent thing.
Yeah.
And as much as that's maybe not AEW.
Go big show.
So big.
Yeah. So because of that, though, he only got that gig because of AEW. And
Wow.
man, there was more-
Shots
there was-
fired by Brad Stanton.
but there was more that he had to lose here than just an AEW contract. Because I don't think he's going to be on that Go Big show again. And I know that Rose to the Top, the reality show's over. There was a
I
lot
was on that show.
Get the fuck out. You were not.
Yeah, they were. They were at
Yeah,
the
we
Fan
were.
Fest. They
All
signed
right.
a disclosure
just-
deal or whatever and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just heard Adam
That's
Sterling.
where I
did-
got this from Dusty's mom. I carried some boxes for her, and she gave me this.
But what was that? That was Fan Fest, wasn't it, Adam?
Yeah, it was
Where they
Fan Fest
filmed
right
some-
Oh, I'm
before,
talking about StarCast. They were at StarCast too.
So like I
I've
said, there's
never
still a lot-
seen an episode of that show.
I saw all of it, but I just felt like he was more tied to
Adam.
AEW. I thought he was just tied to AEW more so than just because of the network. And not to mention his wife did that AEW Heels, which was a women's thing. There's just a lot going on.
Well, rumor has it a lot of that exit was it was chase the gold, everything, get him a belt. Because he is a good wrestler. If I was a good wrestler too, I don't blame him for being like, hey, I could probably fuck with the belt, I don't blame him for that because he can. But number two, I think a lot of it had to do with the +1 that he would bring to the table.
So just like I said, I was just shocked. I mean, like I said, I think that if he can go, anybody can go. And we shouldn't be surprised about anybody leaving. And we've heard it. We heard it from all of our hosts that we hear on ad-free shows. Nobody was surprised. What a bunch of shit. But even on Busted Open, same thing. So anyway, so we have a lot of athleticism with Sammy here, Devin. Do you think Sammy's very athletic, or do you think he's just not a good wrestler at all?
Sammy Guevara is the greatest alive, Brad. You knew my answer there.
Yeah. So the crowd is firmly behind Sammy, Coach. Are you surprised by this?
No, I'm not surprised by this because this was the end of Cody, and the fans were sick of Cody, so they would have latched on to anybody at this point.
Do you think Cody turned into John Cena status?
I think at this point, yeah, and if he would have continued, he would have had to have become a heel, and that's something he wasn't about to do. And WWE gave him the opportunity to continue the babyface role with even a bigger pop.
He was the biggest babyface on the planet for starting, going with AEW and starting that whole thing. And to watch him get booed out of the building, because I went to the Full Gear, the previous, I think it was the previous pay-per-view, because this was before Revolution. He, when he got tagged in on that tag match, they were heavy boos, and I did not get it. I think he's a hell of a wrestler. I don't know what he did to get this heel fucking let's boo him out of the building stuff. I don't get it. Because it's not like he put himself over every time either. Like, he lost a lot of matches. Hell, he put, Brody Lee over, like, big time.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And
Wash match.
Yeah.
So, all right, I got some notes. I'm going to go off the notes here for a minute. You remember when he burned himself to death there? And
Yes, Andrade.
he did that for us.
I'm just
To
saying,
try to get us
I
back.
never got the Cody heat and hate. I
don't get
never
it.
ever did.
I don't get it either. And I
Oh,
don't.
he's booking himself. He's losing all the time. Like, I think there's a
And he
pay-per-view streak where he lost, like, I think 3 straight pay-per-views.
Yeah,
I
he
never
wasn't
got it.
selfish. He wasn't selfish.
It's all because he wasn't all committed. It was, how
Is that,
fans
is
are.
that what it is?
I mean, that's
Man,
exactly what it is, because all the fans are like, oh, okay, well, you're leaving us. Well, we support you this whole time.
Did you
Why are you
know that?
leaving?
No, this is before
you know
This is
that?
before he was leaving.
Yeah, I
Before he
don't
was
agree
leaving,
with
they were
that.
booing his ass out of the building.
I don't
Yeah,
agree with
yeah.
that. I think that I
don't
just
get
think
it.
it turned into a John Cena thing. I don't listen.
Yeah.
We're all intelligent wrestling
But
fans.
Cena
here.
was like winning, and yay, never
he
give
still
up.
put people over. He still put people over too.
Yeah,
right?
true.
It's
You got to
strange,
lose
man.
to be a multiple-time champion. You got to lose.
I mean, listen, this is the most popular Roman Reigns has ever been, and he wants people to boo him. So who knows?
I have a
All right.
feeling. I don't know. That's a different subject.
He's got a face turn coming because of that. Acknowledge me is over, like Rover, right?
Nah, he's gonna lose soon.
To who? To freaking.
Hey,
who?
man, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Cody and Sammy.
Yeah, because we're not talking about that because there might be a demographic coming about that, right?
Yeah, we're here to shit all over Devin. Remember?
I know. I'm sorry to go off on that, guys, but there was a stalemate here between the two wrestlers. They did a lot of reversals, and Adam, what did you think of that part of the match, that early part of the match where they were just kind of like showing each other up?
I like it because it just kind of shows like a not like a stalemate, more or less. Just it shows that Sammy's ready because, like I said, they've had the rivalry before, so it just kind of shows like, hey, I'm ready this time. I'm ready for you, for what you can give me, I'll give you. So it's just, it's a good little back and forth because they got history.
I love that. I love the stalemate type stuff. I really do. So then there's Sammy gets the ladder, crowd's into it. Cody shuts it right down. Crowd boos. Sammy is the face here, I guess, but they're both faces. But like I said before, they're booing
Depending
one.
on who you ask.
Yeah. James, are you a Cody fan though?
Yeah. I actually well, okay. See, here's the thing. The Renegade thing when he left AEW was really what made me a fan of Cody Rhodes. Because I was not a fan of Stardust. And I thought that it was just another Vince doing shit to the Rhodes family. Put the dad in polka dots, made Dustin
Whatever he is.
yes. And then put the star on the Cody. Like, I thought it was just his way of, he's done shit to the Hart family. He's done shit to the Rhodes family. Every family that comes in that's a wrestling family, he kind of sort of subtly buries, like behind, it's not a definite burial, but I mean, come on, let's be real here. So when Cody branched out, big fan of his. And seeing him, like I said, seeing him getting booed and then watching, this motherfucker can go. Like, he can go. And this match is actually really good, thanks to Cody.
I know what you're saying about
I know what
you're saying about Dustin though, and Dustin Rhodes, who became Goldust. And I will say this: he stuck that to freaking Vince McMahon. He stuck it to him by actually getting
he
that.
Doubled
character.
down and made it good.
That guy
But just
is
like
nothing.
Dusty did with the polka dots. Okay. Yeah, whatever, baby.
Him making that,
Sapphire over here, Sapphire.
This is not a popular thing to say, but I think that Goldust is the second best character ever done compared to the Undertaker as far as getting it over, and the guy that made it getting it over, because he is nothing like that character.
I loved it. I love Goldust. I'll tell you right now.
But I do think it was not supposed to. Yeah. And Bruce Pritchard will argue with us till the end of time on that. But I don't think it was supposed to work. I think it was supposed to bury that family. But hey, let's get back to the match, huh? So again, fighting in the crowd. Coach, are you a fan of the fighting in the crowd?
Yeah, I like it again because it adds authenticity. I think that if it's going to be a championship match, you're going to do what you have to do and fight and scrap to try to keep your belt, and sometimes that might extend into the crowd. I don't know if they had that kind of nuclear heat going into the match. That might be the only drawback from it. You know, if you just went to the crowd just because, maybe. But I mean, if it's a long, good, drawn out story and there's real heat between the two combatants, you know, take it all over the arena. Why not? Then get it back in the ring and get the pin.
Right. Sammy gets a cutter from the barricade, off the barricade. Just looked rough. He goes underneath the ladder, and James, he says,
Oh yeah.
JR says, "What do you know what JR said?"
Damn it. Yeah, he says
I had it
something,
written here.
that's
but-
bad luck. You know,
He
he went
says,
right over
"Sammy
that
certainly
ladder,
isn't
and Tony was like,
superstitious."
yes, he did. Then JR said something about like his grandma, my granny would have. Damn it, I knew I should have wrote that down. I didn't write it down though. But
Yeah,
my granny would have like something. Fuck, that was a good one too.
You know what's funny about it? So anyway, he says Sammy certainly is superstitious, and then JR references his grandmother and says basically she would have ran out of, like, I don't know what he said, but
ran him out of the
it was-
house, or she would have
it was
ran it,
real-
some
it
shit
was-
like that.
I feel like it was like on the fly real. Like I
It,
think
yeah,
that was
it
real.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny. I was
Anyway,
gonna say that
we
about the,
butchered that, but go back and watch, okay?
Well, the commentary on this match, JR was in his straight up like, oh, y'all, he was in his I don't give a fuck mode, because there were a lot of smart ass things he was saying. I thought they were funny, but I do remember like listening to his podcast, you know, and it was kind of his like, hey, I'm just going to say it, and y'all are either going to laugh or hate me, but fuck it, you know, that type of deal.
So Sammy uses the ladder as a weapon, knocks Cody out of the ring, but then Sammy does a very believable climb twice up the ladder to try to get the belts. What did you think of that, Devin? And
Sammy
when I say
Guevara.
believable, I'm like, you know, that slow climb is what I'm talking about. Then you know the guy's not getting it. He was jetting up that thing. What'd you think?
I think it's just the benefit of Sammy Guevara. He's treating it like it's a real match. He's trying to get those championships. You know, he's not, even if you were hurting a little bit, if you have the opportunity, you're going to try as fast as you can to get up those. And Sammy was trying to prove it.
So I agree. I love that because we've talked about this in the match. We know they're not going to get the damn thing. You know what I mean? Because they're not in position. They're walking up slow, but he was jetting up that thing. So then we got America's top team in the crowd. Adam, what do you think of those guys?
I love the fact that Dan. I love how he's very, very vocal, and I wish they would use him a little bit more because they just need more mouthpieces. But just anything with Dan Lambert, I'm fun. It's just he's funny, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
think
Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio fan.
I
never really knew who he was until AEW because I never really watched. You know,
I
much,
love Scorpio.
but I've interacted with him a couple
was-
times and watching his matches. That motherfucker.
Oh,
can go
after
too.
meet,
He's
yeah,
really
after
cool,
meeting
dude.
him, I mean, he's just this nice, humble guy.
He's a cool motherfucker.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
super
So I'm on
laid-back,
Team
cool guy.
Scorpio. Face heel, don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm on Team Scorpio.
What were we gonna say, Devin?
When I was doing the bio for this match, or like the background for this match, Scorpio Sky actually came out first and challenged Sammy Guevara. And then Cody kind of came out and said, you can have whoever's next.
Oh,
So Scorpio was next in line to face whoever won this championship.
So I think Dan Lambert's got a lot of like Paul Heyman type qualities. I'm not saying he's Paul Heyman. Don't torture me on Twitter. I just think he's got a lot of some of that kind of personality.
I agree. He's good like that.
So then we got Adam, or no, not Adam. I'm sorry. They did that crazy suplex off the top of the ladder. Had to be perfect. It had to be perfect.
It was damn close to not, because if you notice, Sammy's leg kind of hits the deal. You know, the belts.
right.
Could you imagine if his leg would have got caught in there? That'd have been a whole different ball game after that.
Very scary shit, though. Very
Yeah.
scary shit. Like these guys are out of their mind.
And the
So,
fact
Coach-
that Cody holds it for a long time before going.
Yeah, I mean, we can tell it's obviously planned,
Yeah.
but it has to be, or you're gonna die. So I'm good with it. Coach, what do you think of the pitcher-in-pitcher breaks? Is that good advertising?
No, I never like it. I forced myself to watch it last night with Mance Warner because I really liked the guy, but no, my mind wanders because just when there's no commentary or anything in the commercials in the background, it distracts me.
So Cody tips the ladder on Sammy. Do you think that's a heel move, James?
by Cody, who is getting booed by the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, you
he
tell
hits
me.
that ladder. It just seemed a little off. Did you think that was a heel move or just didn't matter?
I think at that time, match wise, yeah, if you want to break it down, yes, like you know how Adam would break down the stuff. That is a heel move, technically, yes. But at that point in time, the crowd is shitting all over Cody, and they're like, "Let's go, Sammy!" All that stuff. So hey, when he does it, I mean, what's the difference? He's a face. In my book on this, booked as a face, cheered as a heel, and when he does that match or that move, it's either or.
The Rock
Hogwash.
did it. The Rock did it in the Hogan match. He
Yeah.
he went with what the crowd felt. You know,
It's hogwash, yeah.
you change what's up. Adam, does the ladder hurt? I'm talking about using it as a weapon. Does it hurt?
Oh
You've
God,
figured
yeah.
it.
It doesn't matter if it's one of the aluminum ones or the plastic ones. When you got something like that coming at you, yeah, it hurts.
Are you saying they're not steel?
Some of them they spray paint.
I got you.
They're
Gotcha.
steel
Wow, holy
ladders.
shit, did we get some inside baseball from Adam?
Like the fiberglass one, you can hear it. You
Don't
can
talk
see
about
when
reversing
you can
the
see
figure
when they
four.
break their fiberglass.
So Cody gets real creative with the ladder, throws Sammy in between, looks rough. Cody figure 4 through the ladder. Again, not bad. Chops
JR
from-
brings up that reminds me of the figure 4 Bret Hart used to do over the ring post. I was like, that you're reaching on that one, old JR. Reaching for
Yeah, that's the one
comparison.
that Goldberg killed him on, or
Yeah.
gave him that bad concussion.
So you got some chops from Cody. And then I was going to go to Mike Whitaker here, and he was going to say, woo!
Yep.
Cody
Uh-huh.
dominating at this point. But is this too much dominating? Do you think this was too much dominating at Devin? Did you think that Cody was winning, like doing too much? Like, did Sammy have a chance, it looked like at this point?
No, well, Sammy always has a chance.
Oh God.
But, no,
Attaboy. Hey,
I
cheer
think
for
that
your
it was
boy. I get it.
believable. I think it was believable because the moves weren't overly they weren't over the top finisher moves. Like he did the superplex, but that's hurting on both of them.
Right.
He did like the dive to the outside, but that's hurting on both of them. It's not like it's just killing Sammy, so Cody's up and fresh.
That forward suplex when he had the ladder upside down, and that forward suplex on the braces.
Oh, that one looked rough.
Yeah, you can't pay me to take that bump.
Hey, James, I saw Aubrey Edwards on the outside. I never would have asked you this before the last episode. You a big
No,
Aubrey?
see that got overblown big time too.
Small memory.
Yeah.
Small
Well,
memory.
no, hey, she did a good job. Just calling the shit and not being a part of the stuff, but calling the stuff.
So then we have the cutter. You know the cutter. The cutter off the ladder. So there's 2 ladders. Sammy hits the cutter off the ladder.
He
On the
jumps
Cody
up
on
and
the
then
ladder.
he jumps. And Cody really helps him because let's be real.
there
If
any
Cody was
way
smart,
we
he
could-
would have been like, just stepped aside and be like, dumbass.
there's-
Sammy flies by. But hey, Cody made your boy. Cody made your boy right there.
If there's any reason to watch this match, it is for this move. Coach, is this a top 5 move ever?
No,
No?
Ever
No.
is a
I'm
good
talking
word.
about athleticism. I'm not talking about psychology. I'm talking
no,
about athleticism.
no, no. I would say maybe top 5 move in AEW, but not in the history.
I would say top 5 move where remember guy who is not on contract helps out guy who actually is staying with company. I would say that goes down because the fact that Cody did it for Sammy, I guess you got to give props to Cody for respecting Sammy enough to give him that moment on his way out the door.
Adam,
I
tell me.
definitely popped. It was a great move. Don't
Oh,
get
yeah.
me wrong. But
Crowd
I'm
went
not
ape
gonna-
shit. That one dude in
I'm
the
not
front
gonna
was like
give you
jumping
that
up and
fault.
down, going crazy.
I liked it when Cody moonsaulted off the top of the cage
Yeah.
better.
Well, listen, there's not a lot that gets me anymore. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I'm
That
just trying to create dialogue.
got
That
me.
was big.
That move got me. I mean, listen, I know, man, when I say top 5, God, there's 1,000 moves out there, and I probably don't remember 995 of them. But Adam, what do you?
That's
How,
probably top
how
5
special of an
AEW.
athlete? How special of an athlete does it take to do these moves?
Oh God, because you got to think, man. Because Cody's on one ladder, and then Sammy's on the other. So the time and the height, the athleticism, the risk. I mean, anything could have happened, especially if no one was. Because if you watch, the two referees get on the bottom, hold Sammy's ladder. That way he could jump. Because I don't know if you ever try to jump off a ladder when you're up there, it just goes out from under you completely. So the fact that he had enough trust to do that, he trusted Sammy to be there when it needed to be, and then Sammy trusting Cody because it could have. I mean, just one little bit turn to the left, a little bit to the right, it could have been bad. And then that crossroads from the ladder could have been bad too. That Sammy took.
So,
That move, Sammy jumps from the turnbuckle to the ladder before he even does that. That's one of those, like, it reminded me of the Jeff Hardy, like, leaps over the ladder, honestly.
So yeah, I mean, so you guys talked about the crossroads too, which that is, by the way, that's Cody's move. And again, in a
Are you
different
talking
way,
about that off the ladder? No.
that's another move.
That have you got there yet in the match?
I am about to get there. What do you want to say about it? Go ahead, James.
Rough. That one looked really, 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 really rough. It looked more like
I wrote here that looked rough.
DDT. I broke this dude's face and neck. That one looked. Sammy took that one right to the mat, face first, and his reaction showed it. He may have been selling, but seeing the replay, he lands pretty much with his face like straight up on the mat, and he immediately starts kicking his legs and has his hands on his face.
Is AEW too dangerous?
Here's the thing. When you think is AEW too dangerous, what do you think of? Matt smashing the back of his head on cement, and then maybe stuff like this. And I'll give you one common denominator. It's a little action figure doll boy over there, on Devin's counter.
There's way more
It's
instances
Sammy.
than
Most
this,
of these
though.
Sammy stuff.
No, there is.
dangerous.
There's way more instances in this. You could talk about.
I understand that one dude got knocked out in, I think, that one Electro tag team, whatever those guys are called. That dude got knocked straight the fuck out, and they still kept doing moves on him.
I mean,
There's been Alex Reynolds has been knocked out in the middle of a match, and they continue going. We've had Jericho off the top of the cell falling through. AEW, I think, is
Yeah,
way
that was
too
a
dangerous.
flashback.
Though. That's not.
What
like,
about
that was
Darby
safe.
Allin?
We're talking about
Darby
hard matches.
Darby Allin on those unstable chairs that we
Yeah, Darby Allin every week. You just say Darby Allin. That
The
dude's
chairs
doing
or the
He is
cement
indestructible.
stairs.
He's indestructible right now.
No,
but I
he's
don't.
not. Nobody is indestructible.
What I'm trying to say so far, but I don't even know where the hell I'm at.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to know. So you have Arn Anderson on the outside. Coach, what does this add to the match? Is he the right guy for Cody? Was that a miss for you, or was that good?
No, I especially liked it when he kind of refocused Cody's mind and got him back into what he was supposed to do. There was a whole Glock promo back then, and he broke
That was
into his house in the backyard one night and gave him a scolding. And I think it kind of, in story-wise, it focused Cody, but he didn't do much. He kind of fell once in a match and got hurt. He fell off the side. So, Arn didn't do much, but story-wise, he did a lot. Not in match.
So was El Fuego del Sol necessary in this, James?
No, and if you watch that match, JR and Tony kind of shit right all over it because they're like, "Oh, that's his good friend," and then they're like, "That doesn't matter. Why is he here? He has no business being here." And then he gets hit with that move, and instead of them being like, "Oh," they were pretty much like, "Well, he's not gonna come in, he ain't gonna do that again," or some shit. Like they talk about him, he's not gonna run in again. I think it was a little unnecessary.
So Devin, there's a 360 off the rope, GTH to Cody. Are you popping here like crazy or what?
Oh yeah, I love that. Go to hell. That reverse GTS. It looks nasty.
He knocks Cody in the face with that one too.
Yeah, he does.
It seemed very stiff unless he did it perfect.
Sammy
Was that
set-
before the Swanton?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know. Sammy set
Well,
up the
he
left on
doesn't-
the outside.
Yeah.
Sammy does that loco thing. Like he's going crazy, and he is a little crazy. We
Yeah.
talk about Darby, but Sammy's not far off. On the top of the ladder, moonsault onto Cody, onto the ladder, off the ladder.
Whiplashes the fuck out of his back.
Looks brutal. We're like this right now, man.
Dude, that was
Adam's on mute. I can't use him right now, right?
yeah, he can unmute himself.
Adam, are we taking years off of these two guys' careers in this match?
Especially Sammy right here because the way, like I said, the way Sammy, if you'll watch the way his back just, and he
And this
could've
is after,
fucking
didn't
won
he
and hit
fuck
the
up his,
barricade.
like, oh, he might have broke a rib. Like earlier in that match, they're all going off by how he went forward, fucked himself up. Now he's going backwards in a big ass, like, whiplash rubber band shit. You know?
Right.
I mean, that was Father Time doesn't do no yobs. You know, that one's going to catch him, man.
That
These-
could have
these
that could
damn
ended up
rubber-
being real bad.
I worry about both. I worry more about Sammy because I think Cody's
He keeps
probably
doing
nearing
it.
the end
Sammy
of his
just
career.
constantly does it.
They didn't put. I mean, honestly, they didn't put a whole lot on Cody because the way Sammy landed. I mean, if Sammy would have been more flush like Jeff Hardy does it, if he would have like landed flush, that wouldn't have happened.
All right.
But Sammy actually did it right, and actually just because of nothing underneath. He
I think
just
they planned on
kept
it
going.
breaking, and when it didn't, boy, it shit whipped his body.
Yeah,
Man,
they
that
were
looked
expecting
bad.
it to break, and it didn't.
So we have both guys climbing to the top of the ladder, Coach, and they're trading shots. Sammy hits Cody with the bells or the belts, and Sammy wins. What'd you think?
I was
I'm not asking you,
excited.
Devin.
I was
Right.
excited when the match happened. I must admit, that when Sammy went to this character change with the bravado being the bad guy, and you know, I couldn't really separate reality from fiction because he dumped his wife that he asked to marry him. But I liked I liked him at this point before he dumped his girl for Ty Conti. I understand life is different than show, but you know, I didn't like that angle, whether it was fake or real.
I got you. Devin, was this a passing of the torch?
Oh,
I
God
believe it
almighty.
was.
Shut up.
Cody Rhodes was moving on from AEW, and he was granting Sammy Guevara the 3 or 4, whatever you want, 3 or 4-time TNT champion. He's giving him the stage.
What do you got, James? What do you want to say?
Hey, man, everybody's shitting all over me. I'm going out the door. I'm going to pass the baton. Hey, you're about to get shit all over. You know, it's your turn to take all the heat. I'm out.
All right. So what's holding Sammy back from being
Make it out with Ty Conti every fucking week on TV. I
What's holding him-
guarantee you, if they didn't do that shit, I guarantee you he'd probably be one of the top heels right now if you would have just hey, look at Scarlett and Karrion Kross. I mean, thank you. You don't have to make out your bitch every fucking time on TV to get over, bro. Look at them. Over as shit.
So will he ever be AEW champion, or is something holding him back?
Probably.
Is that what it
I mean,
is?
they're going to do it sometime.
You think? There's only one championship. There's a lot of guys. Or is he stuck in TNT championship land?
As of right now, he's stuck in that TNT purgatory, but I mean, you got to think, you know, Jericho's not going to wrestle forever. Moxley,
He's over, man.
hell yeah, he is.
Him and
And
Drew
you would
McIntyre.
assume other people are going to be in the title picture, especially when Punk comes back. He's probably going to have his own set of feuds. So he may fuck around and fight Punk. Who knows? But I don't know. He would have to, I don't know. If you were to book him to be champion, he would definitely beat not one of the ex-WWE top guys. Like,
Guys,
if somebody else was champion, he could have a chance of beating them.
You talking about Sammy?
Yeah.
I want to make sure we're clear here. He will
Yeah.
never be an AEW world champion.
They're gonna. I'm not talking recent.
no.
I'm saying years down the road when
I'm
a couple
saying
people do
never.
everything else.
Never. You heard it here first. He's
Can't take-
mid-card talent at best.
Oh yeah, maybe
Ladies and
transition.
gentlemen, now
Maybe
entering
he'll
the
be an
show,
interim
Sammy
when someone gets
Guevara.
injured, and then he'll get his ass beat when they come back.
So we do not have that special guest this week. I was just kidding. I don't have anything else in this match. I do have a few questions at the end here. If you guys, whenever you're ready.
Shoot.
What
Bring it.
questions on the match?
The match itself, no. Sammy, yes.
Oh God. Well, we might as well.
Or do you have any? No. Before we could continue, James, I know you're a big fan of Sammy and all the work he does. Do you have anything left on this match? I'm not asking Devin.
I would say that a lot of Sammy's matches, it seems like he tries to get over by either doing outlandish stunts, and it kind of feels like it takes other people to put him over, and he doesn't get over per se. That being said, he has been in about a bunch of high-profile moments and matches, and you really You remember the, I will say, Miro TNT championships. You remember the Scorpio TNT championships. When Sammy wins it, it's kind of like, well, fuck, who's going to beat him? Like that's and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also not necessarily putting butts in seats. It's kind of more like, I want to watch this guy lose, but I'm not going to pay for it. So there is a difference. You do want to see him lose. You just, you're not going to watch to see who it is, I guess is what I'm getting at. And that is a detriment to Sammy because there are heels and there are people we hate, but Sammy has his belt and no one gives a fuck about it. And that does reflect on the champion. You get and booking and all this other factors. I get that. But Scorpio didn't choose his own booking, and he kind of made that belt pretty damn good while he had it. He even got his own custom one. It was Lakers style. I'm a Spurs fan, so, whatever. But it was a nice belt. And I just don't think Sammy, I mean, when I say Sammy may be AEW champion someday, I'm not saying he's going to set the town on fire because he can't even fucking do it right now. And he's about to get married to one of the baddest bitches on the planet. And in 2 weeks, we may be doing a whole nother episode where Devin's crying because they're divorced. Because
you can say, James, they
he's
are
a
married.
philanderer.
As of
Maybe he's a
today, they are
philanderer.
married.
Huh?
As of today, they are married. So you can
Well,
say,
countdown begins then. We'll give it, what was Kardashian and that Humphreys do? Was what, like 90 days or something? We'll see. But I'm just saying, it seems like Sammy could be on the cusp of something, but he just can't. Like, he can't do it. And there's a difference between having the athletic ability and fucking, doing something with it. We all know people that have all this talent and have all this charisma, and then there's some people that don't and just fucking step up to the plate and do it. I mean, Mick Foley was the most in shape motherfucker of all time, and he got 3 characters over at one time. I mean, let's just, you're a great value Spanish god machismo, hey, Chico, I am gonna, leave my wife and get with this Brazilian jiu-jitsu chick. I mean, I just don't get it. I really don't think
That's
there's a
worse
difference
than
between what
Mike.
makes you a man and just what makes you there. And there's a difference between being there on the stage and fucking walking up on stage. I don't know if Sammy has the steps to take it to the next level. For some reason, Devin
Get
loves
more
the
and more
absolute shit out of
cleavage
him,
as
but
the
that
show
could be
goes on.
naivety of being young. I don't know about that. He hasn't aged yet. As you grow older, Devin, you're gonna realize, man, I was stupid on air supporting that dude. So that being said, fuck
Holy
Sammy Guevara.
fuck,
This
dude.
episode is
Holy
trash. And
I don't need.
appreciate it.
I'm going to read the questions, but you answered them already. You already answered them.
oh,
Drop
First
the
off-
mic.
well,
Do you consider Sammy a threat to AEW champion? If not, what would you say is holding him back from the world title run? Zol Lopez. Absolutely not necessarily.
seriousness.
All right, we answered it twice, 3 times, James. That was good shit, man. That was a blog, bro. That was a blog.
Just saying.
And then,
Just
James-
speaking.
if you hate Sammy so much, we should just hook you up with Pam. She probably hates him too. So
Hey. Let's leave Pam out of this.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mr. RJ from Ranners Nation Network,
Mute.
he said, "Did Sammy outkick his coverage like Devin?"
Yes.
Devin got with his fiance when he was 15. He said, "Fuck, I ain't doing any better than this."
Got to show her what real love is. That way she doesn't trick out when she gets
RJ, I love you for that one.
Yeah, that was good shit, bro. That's all I got as far as questions. So, James, you answered all of them with your rant, so that was excellent.
Well, I mean, anybody else have anything to say about, until we go to Mike's meat minute?
I
Yeah,
would
I
say
can't
this
wait
for
for Mike's meat minute.
I will say this. I thought that match was unbelievable.
It was a very good match. I'll give him that.
Yeah,
I
it
do.
was good.
I remember watching it live on TV. Like, holy shit, this is good. Watching it back, I was like, got to give it to Devin on this one. It's hard to argue. I mean, obviously the ridiculous spots and stuff, but yeah, had to
Yeah,
find somebody to
watch
shit
that.
all over it.
I had no problem watching that one back. Now the first one was different, but that one was good.
I'm glad
That's
I watched them in the order that I did. I'm glad I did that.
Yeah.
I chose these two because they were memorable to me. They were two of my favorite Sammy Guevara matches. So
They're definitely
I want you guys
memorable,
to
but I don't know if that's a good or
Yeah.
not.
How that first one, whatever. I get you. The second one was pretty decent. I'll give Cody all the credit.
All right. So we already did Waka Waka, James.
Man, I guess it's demographic time.
Well, we got to do FMK.
Oh,
Hey.
Are you? If we don't have to do it this week.
No, go ahead.
All right. So first off, I want you guys to understand something. I put this out there again, and for some reason, Coach said disregard post. I'm not sure why, but it was pretty funny. So I got some ideas out there. Next week, all of you have to make sure you watch. Coach is off. I got you. Make sure you watch Dazed and Confused, because next week, as a tribute to my daughter going back, or going not back to school but to college, we're going to do the Dazed and Confused edition. So that being said, Adam,
Are you
cannot,
cool, man?
when I talk about these characters, you're gonna you better be looking at them in character and not the actor that plays them. I'm not giving you any hints. You got to watch.
Wait, you're gonna do the dudes too, aren't you?
Yes,
The dudes in Dazed and Confused.
I have the dudes already picked out, but if you guys didn't watch it, I'm not doing it. So
I know the movie, but I forgot how the game works. I was like, wait a minute, because I like that movie a lot.
yeah, the dudes are great. You're gonna love.
I mean, my junior year, the senior class, every senior year, the football seniors, they pick a theme, the athletic theme or whatever. And I think it was 2 years before me. Either way, one of the senior groups, they picked the OTSS off of that movie. Because, when they're all on the football field, like partying or whatever, and that dude's like, OTSS, only the strong survive, when they're mocking their coaches and all that stuff.
yeah.
Well, one of the grades picked OTSS, and none of the coaches knew where it was from. But it was pretty much mocking them,
I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know
You
why
cool,
anybody.
man?
It's a
Like
time period
how?
movie. It's a time period movie, so it really stands up. So you can watch it. It's from the 70s. A lot of great music. Watch
Fucking
it.
what's his name? McConaughey's in there, man. Shout out Texas. Hook him.
Oh,
ready?
Granted,
shout,
he
out,
has one line that really doesn't age well, but hook him.
shout out to Brian Haremza for
Which one is
getting
that?
a chance to go front
Which
row
one is-
seats.
James, could it be this line? What I like about them high school girls, man. They get older. I stay the same age. Is that the one?
I mean, it does. The quote I'm referencing does have to do with age, and it does not age well.
No, I hear you. But it's 70s. Anyway, this was
He
brought
meant
to you
18
by.
plus. He meant 18.
This is brought to you by RJ. RJ from Ringside Rant and from Reffing It Up with Brian Hebner, who we've already talked about. It's a little simple this week. Amy gave me some ideas. Zol Lopez gave me ideas. I gotta work on them. They're good, but they need to be worked on a little bit. So these three women are actually best friends in real life. Deanna Perrazzo, Chelsea Green, and Britt Baker. Devin, I know you know them. If you
All
Google
right,
one of them, we're
so-
done.
Oh.
All right, if we're gonna start this off, we're gonna go with. I'm gonna choose who I'm marrying first. I'm marrying Britt Baker. Dental insurance for life? What's wrong with that? And then the one that I'll have to fuck is Chelsea Green. She's got that half psycho side of her that might be fun. And then out of process of elimination, that leaves Deanna Perrazzo. But hey, this is for not showing up to that Messina show like 2 years ago that you're supposed to be at, Deanna. So there we go.
Adam,
I have no idea because I love all three of these women.
again with that. Every week we do this. All right. I get it. You want to fuck them all, but you have to make a
That's all
choice.
three.
That's the game,
Right?
Amy.
And then after I do all three, then I'll go in. I couldn't marry Chelsea because she's just crazy psycho. So
Would you say
and
she's
the
a
thing is,
hot
I
mess?
just met Deanna because I know how awesome she is. Damn it! I guess I'd F Chelsea, marry Britt, kill Deanna because I don't know the other two more. Only because I love Deanna because I just met her and she's amazing.
So you're gonna kill her?
But I just think Chelsea would be more fun in bed, and Britt she's just hot.
I know these answers, Coach. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm definitely going to marry Chelsea.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Yeah. I think I like her. She's a very nice person. And I like the craziness a little bit of keep me in stride, keep things light, keep things fresh. And she's got a body that doesn't stop. So I can wake up next to that every day. Britt, I'd definitely fuck her because my mission would be to try to break her in two. 'Cause
Mission,
she's that
huh?
little, yeah, I'll definitely try to break her in two. She's that little firecracker. Kind of like Alexa Bliss, a little short thing that you can pop real quick. And then Deanna Purrazzo, I like seeing you in Tennessee, but if I got to kill someone, it's got to be you in these three.
Ooh,
Deuces.
Deanna getting no love. James?
Oh, I'd give her plenty of love.
Hey,
That's great, pal. You killed her.
yeah, I want to fuck Deanna, then kill her. Can we do that, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how the game goes?
Freaking Amy. What are you doing, James?
I'll definitely tell you this much. And where is it? Where is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, Deanna Purrazzo.
No, I'm definitely I think I'm marrying Britt, in all honesty. Because, you know, she's hot, she's still got some ambition, she's got things she's gonna accomplish. Where the fuck is that?
In the dental plant.
I was gonna show the picture of me meeting Britt, but you know, I met Britt. Well, I paid to meet Britt. It was a meet and greet. But yeah, took a picture next to her. Obviously, she's really nice, loves the Top Guys. You know, hopefully we'll see her in Chicago. That being said, I would marry Britt. For one, you know, I'm a real man, unlike Adam Cole. Baby. Sorry. But Chelsea Green is gonna be the one I'm you know, fornicating for the night. Because she's really, really sexy. I think she's dynamite, man. She's a firecracker. She is a hot mess. You know, I'm kind of with Adam on this one. So one is a freak of the sheets, and then one I can take to the streets. You know, and I guess Deanna, she's just odd out. That's all it is. It's nothing derogatory towards her. It just happens to be the third.
Yeah, I cannot believe what's happening here. I am gonna marry Deanna Purrazzo because I've gotten to know her on my own.
Oh yeah. There's something Deb needs to know about, Brad.
Oh yeah. Thank God she don't listen, huh? Anyway, I have a thing for her. You know what I don't know. There's just something about her that I really like. But I am gonna marry her. I'm gonna kill Britt Baker.
Jesus.
Ain't my style. Maybe all
Just
your
'cause she
guys.
could kill you.
But you know she's a Steelers fan, James.
Oh, I'm well aware. See, that's what makes the sex good. It's a house divided thing.
Yeah, just a heads up. She's definitely a
Oh,
Steelers. fan.
no way. Is she? No, I didn't know.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised it didn't come up until now. Number
Oh,
5.
there's a lot of things that come up when you talk
Pittsburgh.
about Britt Baker.
And
No
for the
blue
same
cheese
reasons,
needed.
for the same reasons as everybody else, because of the crazy hot mess thing, I am definitely gonna fuck Chelsea Green for sure.
Here
And
she is. You know, she also said that she would leave me. She's like, James, I'm about to leave Adam Cole for you. Here's a picture of my belly. You know, I'll wear something. You know, she said some stuff. That's all. I'm
Nice
saying.
hair, by the way.
A nice
thanks.
mask.
He's got some short hair there.
Yeah. Well, a bunch of people, I wouldn't say dared me, but it's kind of a thing. They want me to grow it out until Top Guy weekend. And my barber is kind of double ducking me right now. So stay tuned. Because I kind of want it cut really fucking fast. I don't think I
So
can make it to Top Guy weekend.
So as far as the gentlemen are concerned, I don't really like
If
these
Sammy
three.
Guevara's not in this, I'm gonna be pissed off because I want to kill Sammy right now.
He's not in this.
Devin would bend over and spread his butt cheeks to see Guevara was in this.
There really is no theme here. RJ just went a different direction. He went with announcers on Rampage 4 weeks ago, which means that JR wasn't on it. So we got Tony Schiavone.
So why not do the three
He's
guys
not
that's
an
married to
announcer
the three
either.
women that you just said? Why not do them?
I'm just doing what RJ told me to do.
Shivani's
Oh.
not an announcer on Rampage either.
Oh, you're right. But it's all right. Fuck it. This is what it is. Tony Schiavone. It's Excalibur and it's Taz. Devin, go ahead, buddy.
All right. I'm gonna start this off by marrying our main man, Tony Schiavone. I could hang out with him every day. We want to get bored, and if we got annoyed with each other, he could go in the back cave, and I'll go do my own thing. So I'll marry Tony. I guess I'm a fuck Excalibur because I don't know what he looks like. So
Fair.
Always a good reason. Always a very good reason.
It's not
He's
bad.
Scottish,
It's
by the way, he's
good.
Scottish
I don't
too.
know. So I'm fucking Excalibur, and then I'm gonna try to kill kill Taz before he kills me. So
Good luck.
All right, Adam.
I'm marrying Taz just so I can keep him nice and humble. I'm effing Shivani and I'm killing Excalibur because I couldn't hear him talk all that much. Me and him, I talk too much as it is. So me and him both together talking ain't gonna happen.
Coach.
Yep. I'm going to marry Tony and then get out of here.
Who was that?
Run in by someone who didn't want to hear it.
Who, Andrew?
Sure.
Yeah, Andrew walked in.
tell Andrew which one you're effing.
Then let's see. I'll F Excalibur and I'll kill Taz because he broke up the faction. I like that group.
You know what's getting weird here is that Coach kind of knows these guys. Like he does, and I know you do too, James. But Coach is like working with some of them, so like he's got an answer for this.
I haven't met Taz yet. I met the other two. I haven't met Taz. I mean, I took a picture with Taz, but as far as meeting him and chatting with him, I haven't gotten a chance to do that.
All right, go ahead, James. Thanks, RJ.
I don't know, man. Taz, Adam may be on something here because we ain't killing Taz unless you bring a knife or a gun, And so Adam may be on something here because I was gonna say, obviously, marrying Tony. I mean, there's no sexual shit that's gonna go on if you marry Tony. You know, like, hey,
none goes on now.
Hell, it's probably just gonna be two bros hanging out. Like, I'm married, so we get the tax break. Like that's all. It would be that Chuck and Larry type shit.
I love that movie.
So in a real world, I would marry, Tony. Excalibur not having a mask, that way you don't know what he looks like, could come in handy in the future because you'd be like, well, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. He's wearing a mask, So when it comes to being a character witness or being called into anything, and I'm not, in any scenario, you could tell the cops, well, I honestly do not know what he looks like because that's the truth. He's wearing a mask. I don't know what he looks like. And with Taz, I guess he's the odd man out, but Taz would probably kill every one of us involved and the other, like the participants and every single one of us on this screen, So Taz is just the odd man out. Killing Taz would be quite the effort, but I guess that would be my answer. Marry Tony, because,
So
Bro.
shout out to Bright Haremza for whooping ass right now on the game event. I mean, like literally whooping ass right now.
Anybody doesn't know what that is.
Who got
Kayfabe.
picked?
There we go. Kayfabe.
So I'm going to marry Tony Schiavone for the very reason that you're going to marry him, James. There is not going to be any sex involved at all. We know that.
Straight up Chuck and Larry style. Like
he's gonna be in a
domestic
bedroom with-
partnership.
He's walking bug. He's playing video games. I'm doing my thing. I'm here. I'm zooming with you guys. And I know I'm not going to be bothered. Maybe he'll come on the show.
True.
Now it gets complicated. I'm going to kill Excalibur.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, except that I just want to have sex with Taz. I think that maybe I can meet.
Weird. Oh, maybe you can meet Hook and do the Woody Allen. I got you.
That's exactly where I'm going with this. So there you have it.
That's hot.
Papers in the air. All right. What the hell are we doing now?
I don't have my notebook to throw because I didn't take notes.
Where are you hiding, James? James is taking a piss right now.
Oh, there was a.
Oh, wait,
fire-
never mind.
there was a fire in my apartment. Sorry.
So we already did Mike's meat minute. Oh, no, we didn't.
I thought we were gonna have a run in by
Nope.
Mike, but it appears. Well, as of right
appears.
now, it's not. So
Oh.
I guess there's gonna be no meat minute this weekend or this weekend.
Just
Take
throw
it
some
out
hot
on Twitter.
dogs on the grill and put some
Yeah.
barbecue sauce on them.
You
JR's
know what?
barbecue
This is
sauce.
I mean, the Sammy episode doesn't really deserve a meat minute because we've butchered enough and we've roasted enough. And I wish we could drown some of the shit we've talked about. So, we can boil this one out. There's no reason to, exacerbate this episode too much. I do know Devin has a demographic, and it's probably about the divorce rate because you see him talking to someone right now.
No, my Devin's demographic of the week is actually about the new returning couple. You kind of alluded to them earlier, but Triple H has brought back Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. I was pumped about that watching SmackDown.
Mhm.
I didn't know it was about to come up. I seen the picture on Instagram because I watched SmackDown late. I had it recorded and went back and watched it. But I was so excited for that. Karrion Kross attacking Drew McIntyre on last Friday. I just want to know what's your guys' opinions on those two.
Glad you're happy and you won't be a Top Guy weekend because now they won't be either. So glad you're happy, Devin. Thanks. Once again, thanks for everything. This episode, thank you to Devin.
You don't get to meet them at Top Guy Weekend, but you get to watch them tear it up every single week now on WWE TV. I'm excited for it. This is a new future for
I
Karrion
am
Kross.
excited for them. I get you, but I do want to shit on you for being so excited that they canceled Top Guy Weekend. You just hate us.
So
I think
There-
Coach may have been right on this his original trial. I think he may have been right.
I'm a good judge of character.
I had some other shout outs to build on that, Devin. I want to talk about Mance Warner again. It was great to see him on Rampage. I want to talk about seeing Madison Rayne coming over from Impact, and also the new NXT Tag Team Champions that I know none of you assholes watched. Carter and Chance, long time coming on NXT. They were originally, I don't like to use the word jobber because I don't think I'm not a performer. I shouldn't use that word, but they went from a couple of just
Enhancement talents
to just really getting over with the crowd to really get an opportunity now, and then now the champs. So I'm happy for them. But I just wanted to build off that, Devin.
That's great. No, Brad watches NXT. I understand when you follow a crew.
Well, hey, I like Cole Carter and Parker Bordeaux or Boudreaux. I think it's Boudreaux.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
they've
Parker.
done other like stuff since their releases. I like to see them on TV.
Yeah.
Obviously, I support Cole Carter because I saw his goodbye in IWC. I understand that he is back wrestling, here and there because Khan allows that type of stuff. But it's cool to see, people that you see like, hey, I saw this guy at wherever, and now you see him on TV. So you always
Big
I like to
time in
always
us.
support
Big
people like
time
that.
in us.
What's
I
that?
still don't think
know
Triple
everybody.
H is finished. I think he's going to bring back some more people like Johnny Gargano. I can see Bronson Reed coming back, also known as Jonah.
I thought he
I
was
would
under
bring
Impact
back
contract.
Parker.
Is he
I
hurt
would
or
bring back
something?
Parker.
Is he hurt? Why isn't he an Impact anymore?
He's signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling for 1 year right now.
Okay.
Oh, arigato.
How mad do you think he is that Regal is already like entrenched in the AEW? Because I bet you that would have been one Triple H should probably bring right back. Like that may
Yeah,
be
we
the
might have
first
a Raw
person.
general manager right now if he was still there.
Yeah.
I agree with that for 100%. Great demographic, Devin.
Oh,
Fabulous.
thanks.
I like how you talked about Karrion and Scarlett or Killer or whatever they're gonna call him. And
His
then
name's
we
Kevin.
immediately did not. So yeah.
Their
I met
last match was a Ric Flair match. They were on that card, so
That's
that might have
true.
springboarded them right up.
And she
Maybe
was
that's all
loud
Triple H-
too. I didn't realize how loud she was, like as a manager type stuff.
Oh yeah.
She's a very loud, encouraging, active,
yeah.
and a smoke show. I mean, let's not forget about that.
Woo!
Woo!
Well, I guess is that all we're doing with the old knockoff razor?
Hey,
Well,
I
I'll
like
play
the color
this.
flop. I like
Yeah,
that.
man.
Why do you
It
think
doesn't stand
that?
up, or I would have done it. But
Ah,
well, it
Why do you
doesn't.
say
It
that,
doesn't
man?
hold weight.
You
Just
could've
like
started it.
the wrestler recovered today. Yeah. Sorry, I can go on and on with this.
Please go
Why-
to the video so you can get a good view of this, ladies.
No.
Why do you think Sammy's a knockoff razor? What brought you to that?
Spanish God? Let's see. So it's fake
What-
machismo. Does he have machismo? How is he a Spanish God?
He's literally Spanish. Chris
Okay.
Jericho granted him that name.
I know a bunch
Oh,
of Spanish
Spanish?
people. Like, what makes him a god?
He's not from Spain.
No, he's from Texas, but his
That's
father's
not Spain.
from Spain, so therefore
How
he's
do you know?
Spanish. I watched the vlog. I watched almost 300 vlogs.
Did 3 hours of research.
Well, not I didn't watch all 300 vlogs for this episode.
Well, yeah, because you get notifications when they go out. You follow that, like, you didn't have to do no research on that. You know it. So
I
we don't-
subscribe. I ring the bell. Every Tuesday at noon, Sammy Guevara pops in my notification feed.
Hey, shout out to you being shouted out on whatever that one thing is that they use your pictures and stuff, and they're like, and we want to thank at DEVYND. They like steal out your Twitter handle every time.
Oh, that's What Culture Wrestling.
Yeah, that's
I've
what
listened
What
to them
Culture
for
Wrestling.
3 or 4 years. Now they actually have a pretty big following by like 2.5 million followers on
Yeah,
Snapchat.
they should give us a shout out. 'Cause I actually do watch their the top 10 list they make all the time. I'll just be in a YouTube rabbit hole and do that.
Next time I make a photo, I'll have to upload it from the Kick Out Crew podcast, and maybe we'll get a shout out with that.
Maybe.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Right?
I don't have a fucking clue what we're doing next week, so stay tuned.
So let's just call it a day.
There it is. Well, we're I think we've done all we can with the little machismo.
I've had enough.
Or I'm sorry, the Spanish God.
No matter
we
who
wanna-
it is, it'll be better next week.
Yeah. Thank you for all the positive feedback last week's episode with Dave Miller, Super Dave. Thank you for staying true to the game and following us through this train wreck of an episode. But it was Sammy Guevara, so you were kind of warned at the beginning. But hey, we want to thank everybody for riding the train with us. Hopefully, I heard he got married today. Hopefully we'll not see his next wife on TV with him making out. But I don't know,
I have a
man.
question.
Oh yes, Devin, please.
Do you guys think she's going to be announced as Ty Guevara now?
Oh God, no!
Look
Because
at
Chelsea
Brad.
Green didn't change hers.
Yeah, no, he's probably going to be Sammy Conti.
Hyphenated.
All right, let's wrap
Which
it
is
up.
a
Let's wrap
reference. A little callback. Yeah, man, we gotta wrap this shit up. As you know, I am James L. Corai, part of the Kick Out Crew. You can follow me at James L. Corai on Twitter if you know how to spell it. You can follow us on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube, that is. We have a Instagram. We have a TikTok. Those are both Kick Out Crew also. And Facebook is alive and popping at the Kick Out Crew. But that's enough about me shilling. I'm going to kick it to man of the hour, Devin. Please let everybody know your Twitter handle so they can send their hate tweets.
I am Devin Dowling. You can catch me at DevinD19 or at Sammy Guevara Lover #1.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
No, that's a joke.
Sounds like a different type of payroll.
I
thing.
wish that was a joke.
That was a joke, but this was honestly
That
one of
was
my
not a
favorite
joke.
episodes. He's my favorite AEW wrestler, and I was happy to cover him here today with you guys. So, thanks for watching these 2 episodes and sitting here with me today, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching these 2 episodes. What the fuck does that mean?
Well, the matches, the
Two
2
matches.
matches, 2 matches.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay. Who's drunk now? I'm
We're talking
Brad.
about his boy. Look how red
I'm,
he is.
I'm
baby.
Brad, a
Dressed like
yes man
motherfucker.
Brad on Twitter. I'm just whatever. Devin.
Hey, what is the biggest emotional shift of your life? The fact that you're probably about to get kicked out of the house, but you got to cover your favorite wrestler? Is that kind of one of the biggest emotional swings that you've had in a while?
I'm not getting kicked out. I'll go give her a big kiss when we're done, and it'll be fine.
You talking about her or your roommate? Hey, oh,
Or Sammy Guevara.
Ah! Now I know why you like Sammy. Now we know.
No.
What's better than 1? 2. That's a Sammy Guevara. So I had 2 belts. Remember, he didn't have 1 TNT championship. Had to have 2. He's not content with 1, but hey, that's a different subject. It's my bad. Adam, go on ahead.
I can't. I mean, I like Sammy. I can't act like I don't. I mean, the Sammy Ty Conti stuff's a little over the top, but I mean, I've watched his vlogs and stuff. I mean, I'm a fan of Sammy, so I can't even act like I don't like him. But you can send my hate tweets now to me to Adam _from_Bama, and catch me on Facebook anytime. Holler at your boy.
Top Guy Theater. Cough, cough, cough. You can also find Adam at Top Guy Theater. You know, he's Adam Two Pods. Big time Bama.
Oh, I like that.
yeah,
Big time.
Rosie?
Oh, I like that. Big
Nope.
time Bama.
I like it too.
Rosie, you're up next on my screen. So,
Yeah, just catch me at Real Coach Rosie. Have a good week, y'all.
oh yeah. And host of the show, closer, Brad Stanton. What do you got?
Brad at Yes Man Brad on Twitter. This was a fun episode. We shit all over Devin, and that was the whole idea. Like I said, we don't know what we're doing next week. Stay tuned. But it was a fun time today for sure.
And don't forget our boy Michael Whitaker, who wasn't with
Yeah,
us
keep
today.
me burned.
At
There's gonna be a memorial
Whitaker
show next week.
28 something. Don't quote me
2019?
on that.
2019?
Huh?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Just
hey,
there's only one Mike
just
Whitaker.
type it in. Just type in Mike Whitaker, you'll find him.
If you want to search us, well, you'll find it through us.
Yeah, exactly. And what better way to end the Sammy episode than as unprofessional as we can, thus relating to said person of the episode. But from all of us to you, thank you for joining in with us. We really do appreciate the support. And when life pins you down, kick out it too, because that's what we do. We're the Kick Out Crew. So thank you guys. Have a good week.
Have a good week.